The 2019 SaskTel Tankard is being hosted this year in a community that's small in size but huge in spirit. It's hosting one of the biggest events to hit this town of 900 people, and Whitewood, Saskatchewan is ready. And so are the 16 teams here at the crossroads to the Briar.
Lights are low on this stage, there's a feeling here tonight. Guitar in hand, it's me and the band about to make this place come alive. Hands in the air, we're all right here, bass kicking it with the drums. Step on in, where y'all been, we're about to have some fun. Crowd screaming, come on, let's go. So I say let's get on with the show. Play it loud, stomp it down, get a little rowdy with the crowd. This one goes out to the girl in the front row. N-I-C-O-do-si-do. Bang your head, sing this song, baby in the back with my t-shirt on. This one goes out to you. Can you holler if y'all came to party? Shout it out, 'cause you're here in my house. Yeah, make yourself at home. Here in my house.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SaskTel Max's coverage of the 2019 SaskTel Tankard. We are live from the Whitewood Community Center. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm here with Kim Hudson and Susan Lang. And we're set to get underway here with Draw 2 in this triple knockout provincial championship. We've got some young players on this ice, but a little bit of experience as well. Dustin Kalthoff playing against Brady Kendel. And Kim, I'll turn to you first. You were going to talk a little bit about some of that experience that we've got on this Kalthoff foursome.
Yeah, I was. Dustin and Sean have been here before, so they've got the experience. The front end is a little bit younger, so they're gonna have to rely on the back end and learn a few things. Having said that, they've played in juniors, so they've been here, but it's a learning experience. It's first game, first rocks, first provincials, and we'll see how they handle the pressure.
And Susan, turning to you, this Kendel foursome, the new team this year, but the back end did enjoy some experience at this event last year.
That's true. These are four very young curlers. They've all been here to provincials though before, but this is a new team for them. Last year we saw Brady Kendel put a tremendous run through at his first Tankard as a skip, and I'm looking for more this year too. But I think it's great seeing this youth movement out on the ice and watching these young curlers develop through into the men's curling.
Well, we'll see how that all develops in this evening's game. There will be a full slate on. We'll keep track of all the games for you. The teams did practice before this game started and draw for last rock, but before they get underway, let's meet the teams in tonight's matchup.
Hi, I'm Brady Kendel, skip of Team Kendel. Our third is Anthony Neufeld, our second is Matt Ring, our lead is Brandon Lipey, and we curl out of the Corona Curling Club in Corona, Saskatchewan.
Hi, I'm Dustin Kalthoff, throwing 4 stones for Team Kalthoff. Our third is Sean Meacham, our second is Braden Stewart, our lead is Jared Loddish, and our coach is Jeff Chambers. We curl out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon.
So the team's just waiting for the introductions, and we'll quickly run through the full slate of games and give you a little bit of other information as well that we've learned. On Sheet A, it will be Jeff Hartung against Kirk Myers. The game on Sheet 2 is going to be our feature matchup's actually on Sheet 3. The game that's on Sheet 2, there's going to be a bit of a delay. That's Mike Armstrong is playing against Brock Virtue there, and there has been a bit of an ice issue there, so that game's going to be a little bit late getting started. And there you see it. We'll get those sheets changed momentarily. And the game on Sheet 4 is Cody Hartung against Steve Howard. We will, as usual, try to keep you up to date on all of the scores in this evening's draw. The Whitewood Community Center, we had a great crowd this afternoon, and it's just about a full house already here tonight, and there's still a few people wandering around in the concourse. So here, even on the Wednesday, they're having a strong showing in what is the smallest community to ever host this event.
Smallest community to ever host this event, but I tell you, wow, talk about everybody pulling together. This place is fantastic. Huge turnout in crowds, and the facility is awesome. The entire town is behind this. This is great.
I think every building has a SaskTel Tankard sign on it. There's a bulletin board out on the number 1 highway advertising the fact that the Tankard was going to be here, and talking to a couple of the organizers, they've just been so impressed with the support that the community, both business and residents, have supported and provided. They're just thrilled. You can just feel the buzz in town.
Tonight we have Napa up in the viewing lounge, one of our major sponsors. So if you need any auto parts, go see your Napa dealer.
Well, we've got a moment waiting for the public address announcer to finish the team intros and announcements. We'll quickly recap the scores from this afternoon's draws for those of you who weren't with us.
Well, we can tell you that it was Dunstone playing Fell, and Dunstone won that game.
Matt Dunstone picked up the victory over Lloyd Fell. Ryan Dice and Jason Jacobson played off in our feature matchup, and it was Jason Jacobson with a nice shot on his final stone to pick up the deuce and the win. So he moves on in the A event. Scott Comfort was a big winner over Brent Geddick. That was a 12-4 final in an early finish, and Josh Height's game went right down to the wire against Ryland Kleider. He stole the 10th end to pick up the win there.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game, that one.
And Lloyd Fell, he gave Matt Dunstone everything that he could handle today, too. That game went 10 ends and some great shots over there. So it was nice to see all the games go to the full limit today.
Certainly we saw lots of rocks in play across all 4 sheets. Looks like the speed's good, lots of curl. You pick that weight up a little bit, it will run fairly straight.
Yeah, no, I don't think there were many complaints about ice or rocks today. It's off to a great start.
Gentlemen, the ice is yours. Good luck, good curling.
And the other thing that I should probably correct the Kendel team on, they did their player intros, but Brady Kendel not actually skipping the team. He's throwing 4th rocks. It's Anthony Neufeld who is skipping the team. They did draw to the button for last rock. That draw was won by the Kalthoff team, so it is.
Should be lots, I think, right?
The Kendel team throwing reds, getting us started here.
I'm not surprised by that move at all, because last year when we watched Anthony and Brady work together, Anthony was very involved in all the calls and was in-house quite a bit too. So to me it looks like it's a natural switch to let Anthony call. It worked out well for them last year.
And we've got a similar setup with the Kalthoff team, where it is Sean Meacham calling the game in the house and Dustin Kalthoff throws last. And this was a new team this year, and I think they've tried a few different combinations before they settled on this one. But certainly we know Dustin, from seeing him in the past, he's played a lot of doubles. He does like to sweep.
Hard for a piece.
I didn't know people like that.
He does. It's crazy, I know. But
Okay.
well, makes contact with that first stone, but leaves it in the back of the 12-foot. And already we've got our first little bit of a miscue, and we'll see how that develops.
Yeah. Okay. You guys like that? Or you want to go in? I don't mind it. I don't hate it. 15 should be good. We're not going in though.
Mine's good.
Might be in.
I'm sliding into it.
Might be in.
Okay, whoa, get off then.
Definitely in.
Okay. Yeah, make it sure enough. You're good. Okay, that's fine. I thought I threw quite a bit less. You did actually. Good. Yeah.
Slides that one into the top of the 8-foot, so now another opportunity for Jared to make the hit, and now they'll probably try to roll over in front of that other red stone and make it difficult to remove it.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. A little bigger. Whoa. No, you're good. Whoa. Whoa.
Makes the hit.
Yep.
Does roll
Very
towards
nice.
that red stone and
That was just about
stays
dead,
nicely
right?
in front of it.
Just throw 9.
Yeah.
Key there is that they're hoping to maybe have a chance to double that, the 2 reds out later. Matt Ring, first of all, will have to try to hold his shooter here.
Yep.
It's a little delicate to pass it by the one at the back and stay in the rings.
Easy. Whoa. Yep.
Ooh, like that, you mean?
Made it maybe a little bit more delicate than it needed to be, but he did do it. Double is there now, though.
So Braden Stewart does a lot of skipping, but as he says, the mixed doubles has been really good for his game because now you're very active as a sweeper. So all during his junior career, he was always in the house, but his transition in here to front end has gone quite seamlessly. But that mixed doubles is so good for training on so many different aspects.
Lead. Oh.
Makes the hit, rolls just a little bit to the outside. Hard to tell if that's in or not. Sean says it's not.
What do you like? What do you think?
Not in?
No.
Anyway. It's not in. You can throw a corner if you want, but...
Up to you, whatever you like.
I
don't mind hitting it.
Just hit it.
Yeah. Okay. I don't mind this. What'd you have on theirs, Dustin?
14.8, I thought you said. It's...
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say it's keen. I'd say it's just 3 feet heavier here.
We gotta go a bit.
Oh, I think it's pretty darn good. I don't think we gotta go much at all.
Yeah, you're right. Curling now. Curling now.
3, 4. Where? 3, 4. Just 3. Just 3.
Okay.
Coming down.
It's gonna get over now.
Just 3.
You should be okay. You're gonna get to this one anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if they want it quite that wide. That
Sorry, guys.
That had some movement.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it looked natural, but I didn't hear anybody say anything about it.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I didn't notice rotation either.
Clean. Yep.
Makes the hit, just passes by that stone outside the rings. I thought if they hit it just right, they probably could have got both of them into the rings.
I think so too.
Dude, who knows this? It's good. Sorry, maybe I'll give you a hair more handle. It's kind of lost its handle halfway down. It's 10?
Yeah, I like that.
Wall line.
10, maybe a hair up.
Wall line.
Oh.
Hair up. Clean.
Clean.
So Sean, that was that year that he played with Adam Casey when he won that SaskTel Tankard.
I don't mind that first time though. Like we
Control.
Catlin Schneider was on that team, and Dustin Kidby, and they had a pretty good run at Nationals.
Go up. Hair big. Clean. Hair big. Clean. Yep.
Yep.
Go. Good shot. Okay.
Hit made there, and they roll across to the other side. There might be a chance now for Sean Meacham to roll underneath the red stone that's just outside the rings. Make the removal a little trickier. Short
Trickier,
run.
although it'll be pretty short.
Yep.
I don't think you ever want to run dead behind a opposing stone when it's that tight, but if you roll half behind, you can make it tricky.
Good.
Make them have to decide whether they want to run it back or pick it. In the end, he hits it right on the nose, so no decision to be made.
Control here, hey?
Yeah, pretty incredible junior record there.
Yeah, the 4 provincial juniors for sure.
No, sorry, ring.
And so many of his teammates are all out here too, or from those teams. They're all out here still playing. The Hersicorns are out here. Nick Neufeld is out here. So it's nice to see them all continuing in various transitions here into the men's curling.
Go around that.
No. Got to peel or roll
If you do it, I get it. They just nose it.
Either way, roll it to make them. I like hitting it because if you miss the draw, they come around.
Thin piece of that stone, but it's enough to get it out the back of the rings. And now Dustin Kalthoff's going to make a play on that stone. And I think they decided it's out of the rings, but they don't want to leave it there.
Okay. Normal.
At this point in the end, they're just thinking about a blank.
Okay.
Just 9. Yep. Clean. That's clean. Close. Yes! Yep. Hard. Straight up. Good. Little roll. Bye.
Nice little flop in.
Shot.
Cool. You're going to be hating this mic.
Brady Kendel is already down at the hacks, ready to go here.
Take control.
Yep.
Wants to hit this, would like to stay in the rings, make Dustin Kalthoff have to make a play on it.
Nice to see them experimenting too with that lower hit weight, not throwing a rocket down there or anything, seeing what kind of curl they've got, what the sweeping will do to hold it. So that was a very nice throw by Brady. It's just so tempting first end like that, just throw it down there and hope it goes away, but very nice controlled hit.
Dustin Kalthoff now, chance to blank this opening into play. Looking to hit and roll out with his final stone. Throwing the intern at it. And a little bigger weight at this one.
Yep. Straight up. Yep, gotta go. Straight up.
I called the brush on right away. This is curling. I don't know if he's going to get the rollout. Does not. Will roll over. Stays in the 8-foot, and Dustin Kalthoff takes a single point. He will take the lead, but he hands over last rock to Brady Kendel.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Well, it's our first chance here to take a look at The other action going on in this evening's draw, Kim, Susan, you've got the details?
Ristil and Skip Rock's out here on sheet 1, and it looks like Jeff Hartung is going to be setting up for a blank, but both Kirk Myers and Jeff have one more rock to play, and there's only one in the house right now.
Sheet 2 was the sheet, if you were with us at the start, we mentioned that they've had a bit of an ice issue over there, so still in the practice sessions over there. They'll be underway shortly.
Over here on sheet 4, we had Cody Hartung, just pretty much an open end through a nice blank, so 0-0 starting the second.
Yeah, it's very different from draw 1 today, where we saw a lot of action in all of our first ends, but across the board here, it's been fairly straightforward so far.
Hey, you go. Get over. Whoa. Get to the sign, though. Just the sign. You're right. Good spot.
Good boy.
Good touch, guys.
Well, now this is get a little more interesting. Center guard, now corner guard.
Two, three. Curling quite a bit. Wow.
Holy cow.
Well, and you know, that's that same side of the sheet that they had the one last end that we were wondering if it was even natural, and maybe there's big movement to that corner.
Yeah.
It's a hair more, eh? Yeah, a few more.
That's not guarding much, is it?
No. If you did bury behind that one, I don't think I'd worry about it a lot.
Yeah.
Really
good.
close.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah, it's good.
It looks like it's out there.
Certainly going to have to make sure all the players on both teams, when you're going to that corner, you need some rotation. You throw a bit of a lazy handle.
It's gone.
It looks like it's just going to go sideways on you.
Yeah.
It's all there. Don't want to.
Yeah, you can wait. Gotta catch the curl a little.
It's even back four right now.
That's okay. Yeah. Okay. Got through the curl.
Yeah, I think he would have been. Well, he got to the right spot.
Yeah, it will eventually though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe a hair more. Okay. I just got it out there a bit.
But isn't it amazing, like the constant chatter that you have to have out there, that exchange of information,
A little bit more.
just constant
a little bit of room.
learning the ice, what your release did to what speed is, wearing out the different paths. You just can't be lackadaisical out here. Always paying attention to your shots and the opposition's.
Can I go for line or not?
No. You're gonna miss it.
Now slides back and right through the back of the house.
Top 8 foot's great. Top 12's fine.
Early advantage here
Top 4's perfect.
in end number 2 to the Kalthoff foursome.
15, you think now?
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Looks like it's right up to speed. There's a good view of all the people in the stands.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's really close.
Just clean.
Yeah.
Little room. Little bit of room.
Let's start
You
if we
wait.
can. Wait's really good.
Looks that.
Mostly there. Cat.
Curling now.
Back for it. Got a curl still. Jared's right.
Back for it. Back 8.
Just lock it on here. It doesn't need a curl. Just leave it. It's not quite there. Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
Holy man.
Just slides to the back of the button.
And we just come down to, well, I don't mind that. Let's replay that.
Yeah, I like that too.
Bill.
They thought briefly about following it down,
Yeah.
and then the run back, which is what I was expecting they would play.
Well, it is quite an adjustment here for the arena ice. I was talking to a couple of the Whitewood people here between games, and they have really great club ice here in Whitewood, but they all got to go out last night to test the ice, and they were just saying what a difference it is to go from club ice to arena ice. That, you know, a lot of these players, this is the first time they've been on arena ice this year too, so it's just getting used to that super glidey path. Like, you just come out so much quicker. And it is quick, so I think everyone's still trying to get that adjustment from club ice into arena ice under their belts here too.
I heard them saying it's a very nice surface out there, a nice sliding surface.
Just like being on ball bed, it's just so glidey, it's just great.
Just a 3 still?
Just 3,
just 3, not even biting. Not biting. Gotta sit.
So the curling people were here back in Whitewood, were just trying to convince the hockey people that maybe they don't need their arena for the rest of the season because they just loved it out here. But the hockey people weren't quite buying it.
So the speed I need, I can't really add. So right.
Well, the double jam on that last run back attempt has left the Kendel force them in a situation where now they've got to try to make some run backs just to get out of trouble this end.
The last run rather unfortunate where they double run back and stuck them both. It opens it up a bit.
Well, I don't know if
well,
it
not really
but
opens it up. Just got rid of some of the damage in the house. And change the colors out front. That's always helpful.
Just watch them jump.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's, we can glide it at the end.
Yeah. Okay, Meech. Top 4. Yeah.
Lightning fast.
Yeah.
Lightning fast. As opposed to just fast.
I think you can go. Line's good. Line's okay. 4, 3. Yeah, go for line. Go. Line's good. Line's good. 4. Quick if you can. Line's good. Room. Line's good. Little room.
Top 4. Top 4. Top 4.
8.
Top 4.
Boy, they jumped this one a little bit early, and I don't know if this is going to stop in front of the T line.
Never.
Sorry, Meech. Good throw.
Good judge, guys. Good.
Wow, it just keeps on going.
They're all just learning, aren't they, what impact the sweep has there.
I think
we can draw.
We think it's.
Come on, this right now.
Pretty much nose.
Yeah, right on the beat.
They did consider the draw.
Not very long.
No.
No! Whoa.
Well, and weren't able to get the double peel either. Just peels the one guard, rolls the shooter away.
Yeah. Okay, nice chance here.
So a chance now for Sean Meacham to put the guard back and make it yellow again.
Yeah, change color.
Line's
Wait's
good.
good.
1, 2. How's line? Switch then. Switch then.
2.
Wait's line's pretty good,
Okay,
guys.
line's
2.
good.
It's going further.
2.
That's
Switch.
good. It's going a little further than you think.
3. It's 2.
Easy. Right
3.
off. Yeah, tight 3. Right off. Wow.
Wow, look at that just glide.
Yeah, this is liable to over curl by the time it stops.
Well, they're calling 1, 1, 2. Then at the hog line, okay, type 3.
Yeah. Sean Meacham has a handle on it, though. He did say as it's coming down, it's going further than you think.
This is a call.
Well, that's probably where that experience comes into play. Sean's been in these situations before. He's played on lots of arena ice, and these other young guys here are just sort of getting used to it all.
Should be there, eh?
Back 4. Hold in. Just for line. Whoa. Back 8.
Whoa.
Hard. Deep. Real deep. It's like lots.
Looking to play the freeze here, and the sweepers have backed away from this. It's going to have to curl.
From back, yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Brady Kendel making a plan B call. He didn't want to rub the stone on the button and go by both of them.
It's just so hard to sit in the hack and convince yourself that you have to be so much lighter than what you really want to be.
Okay. Right there? Yeah. Sure.
This one are much better to be a little bit light.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And even just listening to the interval times that we were hearing this afternoon's game, you know, for people that time hog to hog, like let's say 14.5, 15 seconds, this surface is so smooth to glide out on that you even have to bring that down a little bit and think it's still 2 and 3 feet quicker than what you're used to the stopwatch telling you. So you can see the sweepers haven't been too busy yet to bring rocks in. No one's been light.
Added a bit.
Line's good.
Top 12.
Line's good.
Yeah, top 8. Top 12.
Easy. Line's
Top
good.
8. Top 8.
Line's good.
Top
Line's
8.
perfect.
Line's
Line's
perfect.
all you guys. Yeah.
Top 8. Top 8.
Line's great.
Top 8. Whoa. Top 4. Top 4.
Whoa, you're all there. Curl. Curl. Yep. Curl.
Comes down, sits right on the corner of his own shot stone, and it is the Kalthoff team sitting 2 right now on the button.
That was a great angle on that red catcher there.
If I sit it right here, he's going to guard. I can try and throw the run for...
You can play that too. The yellow. It's close to dragging past it.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Or the red plant isn't bad either.
This is one of those times we talk about where when you ask what do you like, you'd like to be throwing yellow. It's
the other color.
There's not much good for red here.
Yeah.
You just plant it here is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I mean, it could be, you could hit there, roll off, and get both ours, right?
It's okay. Open it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Like you'll have the out turn, right?
Yeah.
Feel? I think just plant it, hey, ideally. Okay.
We gotta run the yellow, boys, no? What's that? Don't we gotta run the yellow? We wanna kind of get a rock in there, because if I run the yellow, I miss. Even if I plant the yellow, it's pretty bad. If you leave a guard, if I miss this way and hit the red, that's really bad. At least I can plant this right now, and we'll have a rock on top of there, and maybe have a shot for 2 later.
Quite simply, if you're going to play this one, you have to make it.
Yeah, I don't even see. Even the double peel doesn't help you a whole lot at this point in time.
Whoa, yep. Whoa, hard. Yep.
Come on.
That's not good.
That's probably the worst way to miss it, because now they're overlapped. He's got nothing he can run back.
Just make sure this is fine too, right? You could, I'd say you're safe to throw that little less this time and be safe. You just wouldn't want to come plank it.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Sure.
That's what I'm worried about. If we're open, they might
You don't want to say it, but this is where what you're thinking is just don't leave him anything.
Exactly.
Got
right now,
if we
there's
don't
nothing.
throw.
Yep.
We're stealing 2 right now if you don't throw.
Yeah.
I felt like I threw that mostly there, so
yeah.
the right weight would be to throw.
I think you could give a hair less.
Yeah, I don't know if Brady was just a little tight on that or if it curled more than what they expected, but as you say, going across, that was not the way to do it.
Just
Line's
like
good.
3.
Line's nice. Don't jump it. Line's good.
3.
Get it there. You can go if you need to.
Hard.
3. Yep, go then.
Hard line.
Hard line. Whoa, you're on
you're real light.
That's okay. Just let it.
Well, the only thing I can see is he's got that one guard,
That's much better though.
the red guard, just off the side.
Yeah, that's good.
He can play an in-off on that, but and he'd be awfully unlucky to hurt himself. That's the one on the left side as we look at it.
Yeah, that's all he's got. So.
Well, he's looking at picking the back one, but what he doesn't
can't
know is he
see it.
can't see it. And you ever rub it, you could actually kill the red and maybe give up 3.
Yeah.
I think I got into heavier stuff quicker. Like, I don't think I stayed out of
They're both just as hard, I think.
Hey?
They're pretty much just as hard.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity for Machen's team here. I think Kendall's pretty lucky he's only looking at 2.
You might be able to push them both a little bit.
Yeah. I need less.
It's curling a little bit though, right?
Okay, I'm probably going to put it back a bit.
Okay.
I feel it coming on.
Yep.
Hard.
Whoa.
Hard.
Yep. Hard. 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 Hard.
Makes the hit, comes across just over the top of it. And it will slide across and be a steal of 2 for Dustin Kalthoff here in the second end. Brady Kendel will continue to have the last rock when we come back for the third.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
Well, we've got some details about the goings-on in the other games. Susan, Kim?
Well, Jeff Hartung still has one rock left. Kirk Myers is buried deep back 12 foot behind a corner. Jeff's trying to draw it down to it. And we'll see if Kirk has a shot for two or if Jeff makes his shot for the force.
And the big thing on sheet 2 is that they are underway. A late start on that game due to a little bit of an ice problem.
So we saw... Oh, sorry. Sheet
no, that's
4.
okay. No, nothing. I was just going to say on sheet 4, it was another blank end. So still 0-0. I just wanted the opportunity to correct Sean because they're really not underway,
well,
Sean.
Still in practice session.
Right.
Yeah.
They're actually throwing rocks on sheet 2, but the game is not underway.
Great spot. Yeah. It's a great spot.
It comes back to the same scenario. Like,
that's all we care.
I don't like it's savvy.
So it appears back on the sheet 1 game that Jeff Hartung must have just slipped through the rings, and I believe that Kirk Myers has an open draw to sit the 2. So I'll let you know in about 25 seconds what's happened.
Real
Line's
close.
good.
Little light.
Line's nice.
No, don't kill it. Don't kill it.
Line's fine. Line's fine.
Room.
Top
Line's
8.
Good. Room. Top 8. Top 4.
Line's
top
great.
4. Room.
Line's great. Make it good.
Don't need to.
Lots of room. Just needs to finish a little if you
Don't
can.
need to. It's heavy.
Just a little finish if you can. Little finish if you can. Little finish if you can.
Go, buddy.
So
go,
setting
go.
up just like last time.
Go.
Sleep, guys.
Good boy.
So Kirk made his draw, so it's Myers 2 and Jeff Hartung 1 to start the third end.
Spot. Shot.
Just that one took
there.
waited a little bit longer.
Do it. Just a little more heavy.
We can wait a bit. Wait there. Back 4.
Line's good. Stay close, Brady.
We're there. Back 4.
Yep. Yep.
Back 4
Yep.
still.
Line. Yes. Line.
Very heavy. Very heavy.
Whoa. Whoa.
Nice shot.
Comes down, makes the little tap, and it's enough that he's sitting shot rock at the top of the 4 foot.
2 feet short of it's still fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're all trying to talk each other into throwing a hair less weight.
That's right, and it's always good to have that checkpoint for that. What's the next best option
Right.
to have for a result here? But you're right, they're trying to tell each other.
Almost a 10.
No, nice. This quick sweeping sure can take it a long way,
So if
too.
they're saying a 10, it's going through the rings here.
Yeah, you can't do much when it's heavy.
It's actually a 10.
All you can do is walk beside it.
Go. Hard.
Go.
Okay, so they're wrong. It was a 9 if you go by that measurement, where 10 is the back line and 9 is the back 12.
Well, a chance now for the Kendel team to maybe use their
Stay
corner
close.
guard.
Line's good. Just line. Line's pretty good. Yep.
Hard line.
Yep.
Hard
Line.
line.
Yep. Line.
Hard line.
Just me. Hard line. Hard line. Whoa.
Well, we sure see a lot of movement to the wings. Having said that, that was probably a hair light, but
Yeah. Lock her on. I'll give it to you guys.
Okay.
That was back line, hey?
Back line, right to the back line, yeah.
Weight's better. Line's good. Line's better.
What do you think? I like it.
Easy,
I like
easy.
It.
Stay close. Clean.
Easy.
Good. Okay, are you good?
Go. Pressure's working on this one.
Line's perfect. Make it good.
Weight's good. Weight's good. Weight's good. Weight's there.
Line's perfect. Line's perfect.
By the guard.
Don't want to.
No, just leave it.
Actually going to get just a hair to the inside of that stone, I believe.
yeah, I think so.
Nice adjustment by
Going right
Braden
on
there.
here,
Good
so-
sweep.
Could still just go here.
It's looking pretty bad there, you guys. Freeze on top of it. Peel. Could run the yellow over top. Maybe get 3 of them. Yeah, like that.
What do you guys like?
Can you get it? Can you get both of the back with the run?
If he's running it or if we're running it?
What?
If he's running it or we're running it? I mean, you could, but it's not that. I don't think we need to play that.
I think the center guard's killing us right now.
Well, not bad of a spot.
Well, they're center guard and that one are lined up pretty good.
Hey?
Like, what's wrong with this? Like something.
Yeah.
I don't think that rock's any good
Yeah.
for us.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, sure.
That's jamming all day, is it not?
Yeah.
To make a play.
I think instead of peeling it off, just come down with some softer weight, try to roll your shooter on, see if you can't get a little biter. But I agree with Brady that yellow rock is not helping you right now. But I think you've got an opportunity here to at least try to roll into the rings a little bit. And maybe it's only 5th shot for right now, but it's always extra pressure and opportunity.
Control.
Yep.
Hard.
So this is Matt Ring. He actually played with Jeff Hartung last year here at the Tankard.
Okay. It's a tough shot.
Dre goes through the hole. It's tough to say.
Ends up simply peeling the guard.
Almost has to. Well, maybe we might not be a hole.
We could just move this around a bit.
What about just picking that? And then we can get this out later.
Sure. Okay.
He doesn't really have anything.
Sure. Like peel then?
Yeah.
Okay. The call? Just pick that back one out of there so that red one can leave. Or we don't have much to play with right now. Okay. As long as that's there.
And that's what Anthony recognized too, was that those yellow rocks were actually helping them. So when Brady did suggest the run in and seeing removing them, he's going, no, I don't think so. They're actually helping.
Whoa! No. Just let it work here. It's good.
I'm not sure that changes anything.
Yeah.
It's pretty straight.
It's better.
That's a little bit better angle. He's right there.
It's better. Sorry, just a.
Well, that's going to be jamming most likely, right or not?
Yeah.
Think
well,
they
can
could
get
it?
drag that over, yeah.
They're probably rolling out then.
Yeah.
This isn't awful now, unless you think, well, that's jamming then.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Okay, I don't mind that, yeah. Okay.
You think here?
That's more.
Just interesting, you know, a few times the skip usually puts the broom down first and then slides down to go throw the shot instead of
315.
being at the hog line, and Brady goes, oh, so where do you think? About here?
It's quick here.
Okay.
T-line. Hold on. Lots of line.
Line's pretty close.
T.
Line's good.
All you.
T.
T-line.
There. It's there. T's on zone.
Line's perfect.
Right there.
Now it just needs to stop.
Yeah, that's a little deep.
Yeah.
gut shot over that.
Like, just got to follow it down, yeah.
I don't know if you go here, Sean. You can play this.
Super thin.
Yeah, and it catches there.
I know, but that's really...
Maybe for 3.
Yeah.
If we hit this on the outside...
Just get rid of it? Let him have that one?
Well, I don't know. I guess you hit it on the outside, then he goes here, and...
You might be able to push
There's
it
like
over
3 again.
Oh, I see.
That'll have enough spin. It should go.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, could get the shooter to go here.
Oh, you think the
forward? Sorry, the contact
try and
rock
get the
to go
forward
here.
to spin today.
I like that.
That's better than...
What else is better? I feel like unless you make this perfect, if you end up here,
yeah,
he's
right now,
that
exactly, that's, well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's me still.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So is that what we're going to do then?
Yeah, I think you almost have to.
Yep, and we need to hit about 3/4.
Yeah, half's okay.
Half's
I think
okay?
half to 3/4 is fine. What kind of weight? PL or?
Well, if you throw less, then you can hit less of it, get more drag,
pull it more.
and not lose the contact rock.
Normal then?
Yeah.
What's the call?
Normal half rock. Okay. Just get rid of the back.
Yeah. Let me know.
And when he says the back, I'm not sure if he means the red one or the back yellow, because they did talk about getting more drag. I wonder if they're thinking they might be able to drag this by that stone altogether.
Clean, yep. Yes! Hard!
Makes the hit. It does clip that back stone.
Good shot.
So it is now the yellow stone at the top of the 4-foot sitting shot, but Kendel's stone behind corner guard is second, and a chance to hit and roll back there again. And
yeah, brings 3 into play.
It does.
Controller board!
It's always a little tricky, though, so early in the competition to get that proper match of broom and weight here to get the roll.
Take control. Go up. Close. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Okay.
Not able to get the roll. It does sit for shot rock, however.
Gotta be careful. Don't try and double here.
Then he draws here.
If you roll out. Yeah, I mean, come around.
Whatever. What else do you do?
I don't think you have any
I think you play the hit and roll.
Choice.
I mean, you can play that if you want, but that's...
It's about
I think
third to quarter?
Yeah, otherwise they'd probably come around.
They're saying if he knows it, they won't be shot rock. I can't quite tell from that angle that
I like this.
Justin's saying he's got to roll a little bit to get shot.
I think he's playing the double.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The slash double.
Just going for it.
Yeah, slash double.
Because the nose hit wasn't. It's just going to
gives them the opportunity to come around the corner then. But
double play in the slash. Yeah. It's a thin. It's worth it. It's a quarter to a third.
Okay. Easy.
Whoa, curl.
All right, Braden.
Makes the hit, does catch it. Now will it spin all the way out the back?
Oh boy.
Good action on those stones, and it does spin out the back. So it is the Kalthoff team now sitting too, those biters on the right-hand side as we look at it.
Nice shot, those.
Still a chance if Brady Kendel can bury one here around the corner.
Yeah.
He could pick up his deuce.
Yeah, for sure. Good opportunity.
20? 15.
Oh, 20.
Okay.
I like 20.
20?
Yeah.
Sliding really good.
Let's say 15.
15?
15 is good.
Come on, 8.
Line's close. A little bit of room.
Gotta move.
Wait on it if you can.
Gotta move. Top 4.
Line's good.
T.
Okay, whoa then.
Top 4.
Whoa.
Gonna have to move.
Whoa.
Matt.
Go, Matt. Yep. Go, Matt. Yep.
A lot of room by that guard.
Well, he ended up behind the tee line, but I think they had to take it back that extra bit to try to get buried. And as you can see there, it's still only edge to edge with the guard. We've seen a number of rocks really move hard towards the corner. They sure didn't get the curl they were looking for on that one.
Looks like they had to wait for it to come across center line before it
Could
actually
be the issue.
made the move.
Board weight. Okay.
Well, a chance for Dustin Kalthoff now to hit and sit 3.
Let's keep it clean on it, Jared. Yeah. Let me know.
Clean.
Little bang.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Little bang.
Yep. Hard.
Yep. Hard.
Hard. Hard.
This one already starting on that side of the center, really curling by the front one. Makes the hit, stays right there, and by staying there, he forces Brady to hit the forefoot to get his single point here. Had nice weight on his last draw, just didn't get the line he was looking for. We'll see if he can pick up a single point. He's got to grab a piece of the forefoot to do it.
Thought he was a touch less when he let go, so the Super's been staying pretty close here.
Keep going.
So nicely done.
Puts it on the back half of the button, picks up his single point. They're on the board. It'll be Dustin Kalthoff with the lead and the hammer when we come back.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Well, we've got a few more scoring updates for you, and Kim and Susan once again have the details.
Jeff Hartung's just in the hack here to throw his last rock, but it looks like it's a throw through. Both skips struggled to hit and stick on their shots, so as a result, looks like an open blank and will remain at 2-1.
Well, this game is the one that had the little bit of trouble getting started, and they're just playing the first end, but lots of rocks left to come here, so have to get back to you on that one. And over on sheet 4 here, it was a single point by the Hartung team, so 1-0, Hartung over Howard, playing 4.
Mine's good.
Okay, so I made a mistake on the Hartung. It looked like Kirk's biter was behind the guard.
Yep.
Jeff was forced to draw for the one, and he made it. So that game is now tied 2-2.
Get all the way to center.
Didn't see that. Didn't see that rock.
Nice shot. Good sweep.
Well, in your defense, Sue, you don't have a great line of vision here to that house. I don't know how you can really see anything there. Well, the Armstrong Virtue game that started late has a ton of rocks in play for the first end.
Weight's good right now.
So they're not wasting any time getting at it.
Line's nice.
3.
Line's beauty.
On its own.
It'll get better because it's going to get away from the rings a bit, so. It don't need to curl, really. It's in a pretty good spot. A little deeper. Yep. Nice.
Good boy.
Very nice.
I'm on this way. It gets a little tight there.
I like that.
It's good.
Probably
it's there,
top
though.
8 on its own. Top 8!
Okay, yep.
Weight's good.
Yep.
Weight's good. Top 4.
Yep.
Weight's good. Weight's there.
Okay, whoa then. Whoa. We're coming out the other side. Just leave it. That's it. Okay.
Other side, Matt.
Well, they came around from that side to try to keep it away from the hit and roll behind the corner, and then it
Forward or hack?
peeks out on the other side of the guard, and the hit and roll behind the corner is there.
Firm hack then. Okay.
Yeah, Sure's a lot of curl that way.
Roll with hack, probably. If you hit the back. That's right. Board. Yep. Board. Hard.
Hard, buddy.
Hard.
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 Hard, buddy.
Yep.
Hard, buddy.
Well, Brady trying to keep the sweep on the outside of that rock there, keep it a little straighter, but
That's perfect.
And right there is the reason you see them play such quiet weight on those types of shots, because if you rub that guard, if you were to remove it from play, it goes back, and as it is, it's not a bad result for the Kalthoff team. They've got the guards off the center line.
Yeah, just as one could argue, that's just as good as the shot that was
It might
called.
be. You've got 2 corner guards if you get a chance to use them later.
Yeah.
It kind of switches things around. It puts some pressure on the Kendel team. You better make your guards, because they've got rolls both directions now.
Yep.
Easy.
And if you ever get the guard too tight, they could just run it through.
Doesn't need to curl. Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
This is in danger of over curling.
That looked really weird.
It was a bad throw, yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
And did over curl by quite a bit. Just about got all of that rock now.
That can't be legal.
well, still, I admire those curlers that can ante up and say, hey, it was a bad throw, because you just need to know that so that you don't adjust the broom. You probably did have the broom in the right spot, but it's never easy to say you made a mistake out there.
Close. Close. Whoa. No. No. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Don't. Yep. Hard. Okay.
Well, and with those 2 corner guards out there, he makes the hit and roll behind the one that was just moved over. There's the advantage of that nice quiet weight that Jared had thrown on his last one. You end up with 2 corner guards.
Play this back, I think.
And now the Kendel team in some trouble once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say, boy, those rings are lively too, with that kind of weight and the far roll that they got on that.
Nice hack here.
Whether it's the rings being lively or the rocks or the striking bands, I'm not sure, but
It's great to see that action in the house.
Yep. Heavy hack.
Yep.
Hard. Hard. Lights. Hard. Whoa, Brady. Whoa, Brady. Go, Brady. Go. Whoa.
Well, big movement on that throw again, and crashes the guard. Does get the shooter into the rings, but
Is that your second? Yeah. Hack.
it is still the Kalthoff stone sitting shot, and he's got most of that red one available. And again, probably a chance if he makes this to end up behind cover somewhere on that side.
Sure.
Light.
Weight's good. Hack. Clean. Hack.
Easy.
Yep. Hard. Hard, buddy. Clean. Move. Curl.
By the front one now, looking for the extra curl to maybe stay behind cover.
Bye-bye.
They kind of got caught in between there. It wasn't going to curl enough to bury,
Don't mind just hitting the open.
and it wasn't going to hit it thin enough to roll
yeah.
behind the other one. It does sit open.
Yeah.
Like this way, what you like?
I like the out.
Out turn?
Yeah.
Normal or control?
Yeah. Control.
Rather than try to play through the port, though, Anthony's going to make a play on the more open of the 2 stones. Get a couple of nose hits here, and then you might have angle for a double. Right now, they're pretty close to straight across.
Yeah, there certainly isn't one right now.
Whoa, clean. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Makes the hit, stays right there. It is second shot.
I think nose, and if you can roll to here, it's the best. Hey.
You're getting those running pretty good. It's nice. Nice ice.
Yeah. Fresh head, maybe.
Well, it's just like it curls, but you can hold it.
A little flip out.
Okay. Okay. It's control.
Yeah.
So just going to roll a little to the outside, split the rings. Quite happy if they can hold their 2 here.
Little big, not bad.
Line's
little big.
good. Clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Hard.
Hard. Right up. Right up.
Well, the urgent sweep call sounds like rolling to the outside's not going to be an option.
Yep. Okay.
Rolls all the way across and underneath his own yellow. Probably leaves a double, although when you've got to get through that port, it might be tough not to jam the first stone.
Yeah, exactly. Navigating the port, I'm not sure.
It looks easier with the intern for sure, and then you're tough not to get across the nose a little bit.
To make the roll.
Don't peel?
Yeah.
However, your shooter should roll behind cover.
Yes.
Peel?
Yeah.
Well, we know Tony can throw it hard. If you could hit this just a hair high side with peel, you could probably make the double and roll behind the wider guard.
Whoa.
Not a thing from the brushers. Hairs the guard, still gets the shot stone and able to clip it out of the ring, so a little fortunate there.
Yeah.
Could have left them sitting 2. Did get rid of one of them, and the backstone will be open.
And now the port's even a little bit
What ice do you
wider.
need for that shot, Miss?
Yeah, that'll get over there plenty.
Talking.
Just looking at splitting the rings.
Here, it's ran pretty good.
Yeah. You got to be back 4, back 8. Okay. Well, deeper the better, really. Yeah. Okay. As long as it's not through. And if it's going to be high, just a biter's okay. Okay. Just make the call early and then stick with it. Okay.
Good coaching. John just saying he doesn't want the rock to come in where they can hit and roll and get shot behind the guard that's up there. So
Easy, yeah, easy. It's there
very
for sure.
top house or very back house.
No, leave it
Okay.
Yeah, I like his
Where it
line.
has
Make
to
the
be.
call early and stick to it.
Yeah, great.
It's all there.
Great advice.
Well, he also told him not through, and
Yes.
Sometimes sweepers can't do much about that one, though.
it won't be their fault, but this is going to be deep for sure. Boy, that came down when it got to the corner. Ends up in a pretty nearly a perfect spot.
Because they were right off through a bump. When I let it go, I'm like, oh.
That's pretty good, but we only
I the open one.
Yeah, so he's not happy because it over curled on him, and he would have liked to have sat, I think, shot rock
I think I like it in that one.
back there in that
Control.
8
Do
foot.
you want to get a little roll into here?
Yeah, if we can, yeah.
Okay.
But it's working. I think this was the shot that Meacham wanted Kendel to go after instead of
roll like 3
causing
feet.
some damage, getting through the port and getting a roll.
Just get shot pretty much. Yeah, I don't know if we can.
Yep, it's good.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Close.
Yep.
Hard.
Really gotta go like.
Hard.
Really gotta go.
Hard.
Really gotta go. Really gotta go. Really gotta go.
Well, it was Sean Meacham over curling there that rolled in behind and gave the Kendel team the chance for the double. Same thing there for Brady Kendel, over curls and rolls out.
You can just see it walk.
Exactly in the middle of that red rock.
Okay.
So just looking at splitting the rings again.
And then Brady Kendel's going to have a decision to make. You can probably make a play on that back stone, try to roll behind the red, and he might be shot rock when he's going this wide to the corner.
Release either, a little bit, slides a little better, so. And we didn't touch that at all, so.
Not at all. No.
Depends if this rock that they're throwing now is shot rock.
Wait's close. Wait's close.
Five. Five.
Easy. Easy.
Yeah, it's running. Curl if any. 5. Curl if anything.
No. T-line.
Okay, you want to be deeper.
Yep. Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Easy. Easy.
Take it easy. It's not bad.
Easy.
Not bad.
Easy.
Oh.
Good boy.
Good.
Set.
Wow. Just keeps sliding.
Well, it was a little closer to center line here. Didn't catch that fresh ice that first one did.
Kind of makes the decision for them, though. They can't get shot rock even hitting that stone. At least you can make him throw at this one if you play through the board.
Kind of want to be shot, right? Hey? Kind of want to be shot, right?
The nice thing about it for the Kendel foursome is you could actually roll behind either guard and still get shot rock right
shot
now.
Rock
so
now. Yeah.
if you feel like one roll is easier than the other one, you can play whichever one you like here.
Should be fine.
Okay. Right there.
No roll's simple on this. It looks easy to hit that rock because it's right in the middle of the port, but when you're trying to get a roll, you want to hit it off the nose, and it's hard to hit it off the nose on the broom side, so you actually have to come over the top a little bit.
Yeah, you got to cross face, I think, and roll towards center line.
Yeah.
Well, with this turn anyway.
Yeah, with this turn. You could do the same thing on the other turn, but it's again, and it's the coming across the face is always a little bit uncomfortable. It's not the way you like to hit a rock, but
I agree.
It's what you've got in this port. Having said that, the shot's there to hit and roll dead behind cover, and Dustin Kalthoff may have no chance or no choice but to try to take a single.
Yep. Whoa.
You have to make the roll first.
Yep. Hard.
The call's been off and on. That should be close.
Yeah, it's sounding close.
Makes the hit. Just like, does it roll far enough?
Shot.
Pretty good. I think it's there for ready play back line.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he could have made it much better.
Yeah, that's good.
It might be there, but it's not going to be easy.
I threw one here. Oh, it was a little tighter. Like,
that's
tighter
enough,
to this,
right?
Yeah.
But
it's enough.
What it should be like.
I just feel like you're going to probably throw a couple feet. I'll stay close to like that. You know what I mean?
From what we saw in the first draw, these types of shots become a little bit tricky because if you step your weight up a little bit, they go very straight. So he's probably looking at just back line to just enough to get through.
We'll just stay close.
And if he happens to throw heavy hack, he's not going to get the curl he needs here.
Yeah.
Big shot for Dustin Kalthoff. He's got a 2-point lead already. If he can make the delicate tap back and hold his shooter,
yeah, it's huge.
Might be able to jump out to a 4-point lead here after 4 ends of play.
Green, hack. Wait if you can.
Let it curl.
Hack.
How's the curl?
Oh, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. Just clean it. Just clean it. It's perfect.
It's really good.
Little curl's good. Yep.
Coming by lots, though.
Good boy.
Nicely done.
Makes the hit. Now will the shooter stay? And it
it
does
just
hang on
hangs
for
on.
half of the 12-foot, but that's enough to count his 2 points. Dustin Kalthoff jumps out to a 4-point lead. Brady Kendel will have last rock in the 5th.
Awesome.
Copy that. Could be even better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Well, we've got a few extra scores and a few blank ends, and all the games now underway.
Sheet 1 starting to catch up to our feature game here. Kurt made a really nice draw in his first one around a hard-tongue center guard, but Jeff ran it back, and the run-in rock hung on for biter, and Kurt played the blank and made it, so we remain tied at 2-2 playing the fifth.
Well, now this sheet is underway, playing the second end. Lots of rocks in play in the first end, but only a score of 1 by the Virtue team. 1-0 Virtue over Armstrong, playing the second end. And over on sheet 4, Howard got his single in the fourth end to tie that game up at 1-1, playing 5.
Good lead. Yeah, mine's good too. Beauty. Good suit, guys. Congrats.
Back to our sheet now. It's a 5-1 ball game, so they throw that first rock right in the rings. Top button, nice shot. We'll see a few corner guards coming up.
This should be our chance to see the 5-rock rule in all of its glory. It's the team with last rock. Expect them to throw 2 corners here.
We can go to school here.
Nice shot.
Yep, Brandon was holding his breath down there. He thought it was kind of getting a little close to the rings there, but...
Well, you don't want to throw quite hard.
Where do we want to hit it? Stick it in?
You can throw hard.
Yeah. You want to cross it?
No.
Go.
Just want
It's
to
going
tip
in,
it.
Terrell.
You want to hit a quarter rock. Looks like you need more ice than that, though.
It's pretty close. I think that's a lot.
Looks pretty tight.
Hack or back line?
So just trying to chip this.
Chip it into the ring so that they can hit it on the next one. This isn't a play I've seen a lot in the 4-player game, but it is a shot that you see a lot in the power play, in the doubles, and of course, Dustin has played a lot of doubles.
Especially in the doubles where you get that very close setting of the 3 settings that you get, that this is a pretty standard play, but it looks like that red rock is going back.
Somebody said the ice looked tight, and I guess they were right. He hit that just about on the nose.
It's a nice weight. It was what they were hoping for.
But needed to hit it a lot thinner.
Double corners? I think so. I think we kind of have to. Same side? I don't mind that, but...
Yeah, so now the high guard.
40 here.
I always thought this was a really difficult shot when you've got this super quick ice and then somebody says put it 2 feet over the hog line. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. It's probably one of the hardest shots to throw.
And as if to prove your point,
Good pair, Lapey.
He's going to slide these two pretty close together. There's definitely a double available there now. He can't play it just yet. That's the other advantage for the team with last rock in this 5-rock. We're still on number 5.
Right.
Does take away that tick shot.
2. Mine's good.
Easy.
2.
Just fast ball, Jerry. Easy.
Braden Stewart looking to guard that shot stone now at the top of the forefoot.
Hard curl. 3. 2. Hard curl. Got to touch center. 3. Yeah, 3's good. Mine's good for a 3. Okay.
Mine's good.
I think you're pretty good now. Yep. Still got to touch
We're going to be in.
That's okay. Just get the line a little better. Okay, that's fine. Probably a little too much ice for the guard.
Okay.
It's a good throw.
Just 10.
They weren't going to get the line they were looking for if they leave that short of the ring, so they bring it in the 12-foot sit 2.
Yeah, not only not get the line, but leave the side of the double guards open as well, so they could play a tap and roll behind there.
Matt Ringstone curling early.
Yeah.
I thought Matt gave it a bit of a twist in there when he was trying to get that rotation on.
Maybe. Well, and then they're saying it picked. But not able to make contact anyway. So now the peels can begin.
Just one.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Must have picked right out of his hands. There was quite a pronounced movement just coming over the hog line.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep, you're good.
This is almost scoreboard dictated because the situation right now for the Kalthoff team is very good. If they needed to score, they could have thrown a guard up there, but
You like?
4-point lead already.
Yeah, when the score's 5-1, I don't think they need to score.
You know there's some pressure on your opposition already.
To make it perfect.
Let's give you a touch more. Be close. Room right now, guys. Just line. Line's good. T-line. A little bit of room. How much do you have? It's all there. It's all there. Whoa. Close. Good. Well, legs. Yeah, straight. Okay, I got it. Okay.
The audible at the end was to try to come by that Yellowstone without rubbing. They didn't want to stay out in the open, so it is second shot, but a little tougher to get at now.
What do you like, Sean?
Just pick it. I think you just rip it, don't you? Because if you roll behind the corner. It's not really that good.
Well, the stagger is good for us.
Yeah, just playing the pick on the back one.
I thought you had a
I did too. I was getting ready to throw.
Like, what did he do on this first one?
Peel.
Stay close.
Oh.
Clean.
Clean, yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Really hard.
Hard.
This is where this intern curls up a little bit, but Sean with really solid weight there made a nice shot.
You throw them clean, they
And rolls his shooter out of play. So another chance to make the freeze.
Speed's good, eh?
Still the same, yeah. Top four. Whoa. Wait on Line's good. Line's good. Wait, skid. Line's great.
It's a little tight.
Yep. Hard.
Hard line.
Hard.
That's a good shot.
Sits on that stone there. Little separation between them.
I think you just peel the guard and leave that how it is. It's not
Yeah,
great.
I think so. That's what my first thought was. Either that or
Like they
They
should
get
leave
there?
it to double even if he makes that.
yeah.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
He's going to want to peel this guard fairly thick, though, to go across the top and not touch anything in the rings there.
Yeah, he doesn't want to touch his yellow in the 12-foot.
That's what I'm thinking.
Off.
Which is what sounds like that's what's happening. That's not too
Yeah,
bad.
it's not awful, actually.
It's just exactly what Sean said.
First thing I said before I left, try not to move those.
That's not bad,
Okay,
actually.
it's fine. It's just, yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
Just split it hair wide.
Good we didn't leave it,
you know, for the shot. It's fine.
Yeah, like that. Oh.
You like hitting it or you like just sitting there?
Are they even?
No.
I don't mind the roll in front then. Yeah, we
It's
might
a full
snooker ourselves
rock
otherwise.
ahead.
What?
This is a full rock in front of this one.
Yeah, I think that's the shot then.
Controller board.
I didn't mind his freeze call.
And they're looking at playing board weight on this one?
Yeah.
Normal. Yep.
You roll an inch too far on this, and it's real easy to get rid of all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Hard.
Doesn't get any roll.
Got it, Sean.
Yeah, because they're going to hit that side of the
Just a
red.
hair off nose.
Yeah, that's just try and chunk it.
7
You know,
inch
kind of, I
peel.
think, a little bit.
your shot.
Oh, I got a drop.
Well, something else we could do is just hit and roll in front.
Yeah, it's my pick in the field. You don't ever want to chip the red.
Where are you going to broom me? Okay.
Rip the double?
Yeah.
They make it sound pretty simple, but they're going to have to be a little bit careful.
Kind of
Well, that's what I was thinking. There's a few ways for this shot to go wrong. That
7/8 Braden side.
Yeah.
I'm betting he's not going to be light.
It's not a board weight double?
No, I don't think so. Well, even this is not the weight I was expecting him to throw.
Yep.
Dustin can throw him hard.
Yep.
Right up.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard.
Atta boy.
Oh, that was pretty easy, I guess. Even left him sitting too.
Yeah, almost picked it clean. I was expecting they would have had to kill their own, and they would have been fine with that, but now the force is on.
It sure is.
Shot Dustin.
Just inside it, like edge.
Let me get planted before you.
Yikes.
Freeze it on there.
Yep.
Well, and for Brady Kendel now, playing the freeze. With as lively as these rocks appear to be, you're really not thinking that you can get this jammed well enough to get a blank, or to get two out of it, but if you can freeze this well enough and Dustin Kalthoff has to blast everything out and lose his shooter, you might be able to get back to a blank situation.
Line's good.
T-line. T-line.
Yeah, just put it on the tee.
It's good.
A little bit of room.
Lipe. T.
Lipe's in.
T.
Gotta cut hard. Yep.
Just not quite able to get the line they were looking for there. Really nice weight, puts it right on the corner, but
yeah, you're right. The weight was absolutely perfect, but this pretty basic nose hit and still make them look at two.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you don't want to roll.
I don't want to roll.
Okay, well, normal then. Yeah. If it dangles, we can always pick it, right?
Okay.
Normal there's good.
Perfect weight. As if mine is the one to not curl.
Not bad for the lead.
Just, what kind of weight?
Just normal.
I thought it was good there that they took a second to look at this rather than just rush down and throw it, because there still is the possibility you could kill both of those and roll out. So you want to make sure you know how you want to hit this.
Right on the nose is perfect.
You keep two in play and it forces Brady Kendel to take one. You can get last rock back in the sixth end. You play these shots a little too casual, that's when you make the hit and roll out, and
Yeah, you're exactly right. That
you'd have the chance for the blank.
Easy.
Clean.
Clean.
And I think they've played the switch to just pick it clean now.
Oh boy.
Good.
Well, Sean Meacham had said if it hangs a little, we can always just pick it.
it was just like Dustin had that shot in his mind anyway, because I think that was more weight than what he was expecting to himself to throw. At least it's certainly more than what he had articulated he wanted to throw. And
Good awareness from Sean Meacham to make the early decision on that. Still not even halfway down the sheet when he made the decision they were going to play to pick it clean.
well, that year that Sean curled second for Adam Casey and was in the front end there, he still had a lot of input. He's a long-time skip, and he's seen all this before. And that 2 years ago when they won, he was a huge help there in those little things like that.
Well, Brady Kendel
Comes up light.
Great shot on his first one, didn't get the line, and on this one he's pulled up a little bit short, and it's going to be a steal of two. Dustin Kalthoff now jumping out to a huge lead as we go into the break. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level, and we'll see if we can get a word in with, I believe it's Sean Meacham she's going to be talking to. Just waiting for him to make his way to the far end, but you know, that certainly came out of nowhere, Susan. We weren't even thinking about the possibility that Brady might miss that draw. He had just thrown perfect draw weight on his first one, didn't get the line.
Exactly, but
could not get that one to reach the 4 foot.
Oh, and then to give up the second steel point on top of it all, just sort of that salt in the wound.
I think Sean might have made his way to the locker room, so I think it is Dustin Kalthoff we're going to get a word with.
It is Dustin. Nice solid start, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Take it so far, hey?
Yeah, feeling good so far.
How are you liking throwing last and not calling the game? How's that working for you guys?
I'm loving it. Sean does an awesome job of calling the game, better than I ever did. So we're having lots of fun with it. It's working super good. It's, tons of fun.
Alrighty, and I have to ask about the two young guys at the front end too. How are you enjoying that?
Well, that's just a treat. I mean, these young guys are amazing. The poise and, their knowledge already exceeds anything I could have thought a junior could have. So yeah, they're just so much fun to play with. They got such great personalities. They're just such great team players and the great skilled players. So
yeah, very good. All right, good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Awesome.
Not better. Yeah. Could be better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
'Cause you're here in my house. You're here in my house. Come on in. Bring your friend. Yeah, make yourself at home. Here in my house.
Draw 2 action well underway here from the Whitewood Community Center. And we've got some updates for you, Susan. Kim, you've got the details again.
Well, Jeff Hartung limited the damage to 2 points. Kirk made his draw, but Jeff made a nice double to give up or save what looked like a 3 or a possible 4-ender. But 4-2 lead there for Kirk playing the 6th.
And with a nice shot by Virtue, there was 2 points put on the board. So 3-1.
Yeah, that was a nice last shot. Open draw to the rings there. Right on the button by Brock Virtue.
Gets him his 2 points.
Just needed a piece of the rings. Puts it right on the button.
Do you get more for that?
You don't, but you put it in the story bank, in the memory bank for later on.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that right? And here it was another blank end, so the score remains tied. 1-1 for Hartung and Howard. That would be Cody Hartung, as opposed to Dad Jeff playing on sheet 1. Gotta love the family connections out here. Between the Hartungs and the Heights and the... I know I'm missing some. There's got to be more.
The Neufeld cousins
the
we've
Neufeld
had today.
Boys, yeah. The Hersicorn brothers.
Well, they're playing on the same team, so they don't even have to look across the sheets, though.
Close. Yep. Hard, buddy.
So somebody like Tracy Height gets to watch all the draws because Josh is on one draw and Drew and Mitch are on the other, whereas the Hartung clan get off a little easier with Cody and Tyler and Jeff all playing at the same time.
We saw this attempt last end. He pushes it all the way through on the angle and it stops in time.
Just, yeah, the absolute perfect.
Tony should have swept that a little harder.
That's gross.
It like grabs him on the side and just...
you know, it's your game.
Yeah. Sometimes everything works.
Tony had to sweep that rock almost as far as the brusher will have to sweep this draw, and he still couldn't get it out.
Made the wrong decision there, sorry boys.
It like grabbed at the end.
Huh?
They grabbed at the end, eh?
I like it now.
A little bit harder.
Yeah.
Or not swept it.
I think it'd still be out though.
Yeah, probably.
I was trying to make the skipper feel a little bit better there.
Than it has been.
Good shots. Okay.
Yeah, but if I'm Tony, I'm going, no, I'm such a good sweeper. It would have stayed in the rings like that. Look how far I dragged it.
Okay for that.
Probably 4 or 5.
Want me to go? Might still be on the corner.
No, I think we're okay.
Got a curl.
Go for line.
Curl. Yeah. Okay, whoa. Just touch center. All right, good shot. Okay. Sorry.
Rubs that corner guard, but it actually helps his line a little bit. I don't know that they were going to cover that shot stone without it.
Back, but kind of everything, I guess, right?
Matt Ring now will look to make the come around, sit on top of that shot stone.
That should be all there. Just line.
Yeah, looks like plenty of weight coming.
Whereabouts are you?
When the
sweepers
don't
look like they're that close. Yeah.
That's when you know there's
when
maybe
the sweepers aren't in the screenshot. It's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Watch your feet is not a weight call you want to hear on a draw very often.
Well, just hit, yeah, that's, yeah.
They actually rubbed that one all the way in behind the guard, and that's why you see Sean Meacham now looking for the roll towards the outside. They would like to keep it in play. They want to roll towards the corner.
Just board. Easy.
But again, when you're in a situation like this, you know, the scoreboard isn't in your favor, but it's the Kendel team finding some new objectives now for this game. Like, let's try to make 8 perfect shots. Let's get our draw weight before we leave here tonight. Let's get our hit weight figured out. There's a mistake there that... So it's trying to at least find a couple of positives to take away from tonight to lead into tomorrow. Not saying that this game is over. We've already seen comebacks out here. It's possible to score some big ends, but it's a chance to come down and say, listen, let's score 2 points. Let's learn how to do this and get our weight a little bit tighter than what it has been.
Feels like
room right now, guys. T.
Looks big again. Might curl hard here at the end. Gotta get to the inside here. Come on.
It's not going to get easier to come back if you keep throwing the draws a little to the deep side. And
You just want to sit.
I think just dead nose.
Dead nose? Yeah, anything like that's fine.
Yeah.
Stay on the corner of it.
Dead nose or a hair low.
The sport again?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see the broom this time. Yeah, I guess you don't want to be. Oh, you don't need less. You don't want to be high, so that's fine.
while Sean makes his way down to the other end, we'll let you know that our game tomorrow morning on CurlSask.ca will feature Scott Comfort and Josh Height, both winners in draw one earlier today. So that'll be A-event action.
Yeah, Josh was playing that young Kleider team. It was a very impressive game, and came down to last rock there. Josh was chasing most of that game, actually.
Had to steal the win.
Yeah.
No, curl.
Well, you heard Sean say last thing, didn't want to be on the high side at all. This has got a curl.
Keep going.
Braden's ran very straight down here. That one ran pretty straight as well. Hits it just a little on the high side, pushes the red in for shot rock.
You can even chop this. I'm gonna freeze this. You do that? Ever? Just so he doesn't go like that?
Yeah, that's not bad.
Sorry.
It's like Matt's weight.
Would that be called the old chap and
Yeah, like that's what he threw with back 8, right?
Back 8, yeah.
Just chip it?
Yeah.
Just get it back to here. Maybe a little more, maybe back 12.
Back 8 right there.
That term goes back a
I know.
few
I'm not actually
decades.
sure what it means.
I'm seeing kilts and straw brooms and tams on their heads.
Yeah, I think 2 inches less than...
Like if you're throwing back 8, back 12, I think there.
Okay. Here's the yellow one. Just tap it and roll under. Okay. Just back 8. So what we've been throwing for draw weight all game? 15 is T-line. Okay. Okay, so I can probably throw 10 then, right? Yeah, for back 8, yeah.
That's one of the first teams that's given us some hog-to-hog times, and 15 is very quick. That's about as quick as it can get.
Well, we saw a couple of those bumper weight shots stay very straight. This one's really curling hard.
Yeah, it sure is.
This has gone to plan B already. They're not going to make contact with the yellow.
That yellow.
So they come straight down to the yellow second shot.
Well, he'd wanted back 8, so he's probably just a couple feet light from what he was hoping to throw.
That's what I was thinking. Is there any risk of that jamming there? Shouldn't be.
If it touches the 4 first, no.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't touch
even
the
if it
4
does,
first,
it's probably not likely going to stick.
But if you peel, it's not bad. Yeah, then they almost have to throw center.
Do you ever just come down and just, you know, try and get more of that? Try and get the 4 out and stay?
like just with like normal or control?
Yeah, like even
I think that's an excellent option.
Control?
Yeah.
Do you like control there and just try and get in that hole with, get the 4 out? Squirt the 5 over and just sit right there with your shooter?
Well, I think, like, you know, just blast them?
Well,
maybe. It's hard to
how?
Yeah, you got to squeak this.
I'm not sure you can get through there.
But you don't need to squeak it, because if you ever just touch this one first, it's not bad either.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I bet it does go out, Sean.
Okay.
I think it goes.
And then you sit right in front of it.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess you could squeak it. You could also come off your own yellow. Accomplish the same. As long as it doesn't jam on that back one.
Try and squeak the hole there with the steel. Okay. Might be able to get it.
I definitely like the idea of the bigger weight. The problem with control is there's no guarantee you kill that top red when you do that, and you're liable to squirt it in behind cover. There is a corner guard out there.
Yep. Yeah, that wasn't on our screen.
Yes! Hard! 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 Okay, well.
Not going to get by the front one, however. Still, that does leave a double now, so Brady Kendel probably has to play a guard on that of some sort or another.
Looks like he's
He could jiggle him around, try to take it away that way.
It's not even a bad. He goes over top.
Where do they put it? Yeah. You just tap it like there. Right there. Just sit right there.
Can you get this one going over here?
I think you have to nose this. And then hope that it bounces a bit and this one comes back here.
Well, then it's just an easy double, right?
Not if, no, like, I mean, if we're lined up so that it's, so our shooter's a little bit on the inside of the 5.
Yeah.
So that maybe jams both ways.
You go here to...
Sitting on that corner is what he's kind of...
I think you have to just tap it like that.
Looking
like a little bit more weight?
With the words I just said, do that.
A little bit more weight?
Well, you were, yeah, you're back 8, maybe back 12.
Back 12?
Yeah, same ice?
Same ice, yeah.
Try to get to the beat.
Yeah, right on the nose or a little on the high side.
So looking to come down and make the double tap, the back red as we looked at it there, will move out from behind the 2 that are going to stay in the top 4 foot, and then he's hoping that those 2 will be lined onto the yellow at the other side of the back 4 foot. Could make it really tricky for Dustin Kalthoff to get any of the red stones out.
Hey, more! Whoa! Whoa! Back line! No!
Back line might be a little strong.
Matt! Hard, Matt. Hard.
How's that one fairly?
That's not good.
Yeah, just a little too much weight on that, and I think the nose hit makes them all go away now.
Well, except the one that's going to jam, is it not? Or are you thinking the drag on the back one?
I think there'll be enough drag that it goes out.
Yeah, you could be.
I think it'll clip it.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I don't think so.
Don't know if it matters.
Don't think this is going to be a bumper weight shot either.
Well, I think you have to play it anyway. Even if it dead jams on it, you're going to be sitting 2 as long as you hit this right on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not the way you wanted to leave him, that's for sure. Well, it certainly didn't curl like the first one did.
A little stronger than what I think they had in mind when they called the shot. You know, he's moving.
Right.
Moved that rock all the way to the back 12, and he did want to keep his own in the 4 foot. So
yeah, more weight than what they iced for.
Yep. Easy. Whoa. Easy.
Whoa.
Has to get up to the nose here. Going to be a little on the outside, and that won't get the drag you wanted. Plus, they did clip that stone at the back 4 foot. They were thinking to go over the top of it.
Sorry, Dustin. That was my fault. Couldn't have jumped it out of your hand there. Maybe if you get close to here. That one.
Boy, they're a bunch of friendly bunch, aren't they?
And more spin.
Well, 7-1 does help the ambiance, that's for sure.
Well, a chance for Brady Kendel now to try to come around that corner guard and sit 2.
Yeah, right about now, this is going for some small victories, and Brady missing that last draws. This would be a good confidence boost to get this one in.
T-line.
Line's good.
Release T. Line's fine.
Line's fine.
Matt's in. If
a little bit
anyone,
past T if you can. Right here, boys.
It's got a lot of room by the guard. If they're not going to be buried, they've got to be even. They don't want to leave any kind of a double here.
Hard. Keep going.
Well, if you can see enough of that, there's a double there.
Seems like I can make my first and it's not my
Must
second.
have buried a piece because Dustin's not even going to look at it.
Certainly not worth the risk.
No, he did get a corner underneath there.
Yeah, good draw.
That's right.
Had a lot of room by the guard. They were fortunate to get a piece underneath cover.
Clean. Easy. Just clean. Whoa.
Whoa.
Curl. Clean.
Curl.
Clean.
Curl.
Clean. You're nice. Whoa.
Curl.
Whoa. Whoa. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Shot.
Makes the hit, stays right there, and it is, or does appear anyway, to be shot rock
Yeah,
from
I
our
think they're gonna
vantage point.
Yeah.
Have to make a play on it.
Which way do you like?
Good sweep.
Oh,
I think this
Good
way.
bounce sweep. Yeah, that was a good weight. Yeah, like this.
Control weight.
Yeah.
Control. Wait, clean.
So Brady Kendel with his final stone.
Nat,
A chance to pick up two here, and this is outside a little bit. He's got to get to the nose. Makes the hit. Now, will it stop in time?
Ooh, close.
Boy, that's close. That's one for sure, and it is two. So Brady Kendel picking up the deuce here in end number 7. Dustin Kalthoff will take the lead and the hammer into the 8th.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Well, quite the difference in the pace of some of these games here in this draw, too. We'll try to keep you up to date on all the scores. Susan and Kim, you've got some more details for us?
Well, Kirk sat to most of the end, but a late double there by the Hartung team set up the blank opportunity for Jeff, and he made no mistake. So we remain at 4-2 for Kirk, playing the 7th with Hartung having hammer.
Well, even given their late start, these guys have been playing at a brisk pace. They're in the 5th end. And anyway, still rocks to come. So score still 3-1, Virtue over Armstrong. And over here, there was just a nice blank that's not up on the scoreboard yet, but just a blank end by the Hartung team. So the score remains 2-1, and they're actually playing the 8th end, just starting.
Well, I think she too sort of saw what a great briar patch we have over here at the Mosaic patch, and they don't want to lose a seat, so I think they're trying to pick up speed here and not be last ones over there tonight.
That's right, they won't get a seat.
Curl.
So playing the tick shot here.
Pretty good. Keep going. We'll roll. Okay. Just a little jumpy out of the hand there.
Fairly thick on the tick there, and
Good spot. Fine.
That's fine.
Better than it was.
Tony Neufeld actually off the ice for the moment. It's Brady Kendel in the house, and he wasn't going to make the same mistake Tony made last end and just sweeping it just through the rings. Leaves that in play.
I think we got to be up here.
Tony's back now.
You can just go there too, no?
Let's line up the center, they can't peel it.
Okay.
Like a 1-2 is fine. Just same spot.
Can't peel the red one, but they can peel the yellow one. This
They
the
can peel
issue.
their own.
Yeah. That's the thing. That one is so high.
You can't guard it.
Well, you could.
That'd be pretty hard.
I'm not saying it'd be easy, but you could.
Over curling. No finish. No finish. No finish. No finish. No. Okay.
That, I guess. I'm not worried about that rock. I'm worried about the center.
Sean, I know what you're saying, but
what are we going to do in the center?
if we peel that, they're going here, and then what do we do? Like if we're laying here, they got to worry about that all in.
I think that's not.
I think the other factor there is those two guards, there's an angle, and they're not that far apart, so the double peel is not as hard as it might otherwise have been. They come around it, you double peel, it's coming straight into that too.
Yeah.
Whereas if you peel the top guard right now, you're going to have to play straight peels after that. You're not going to be able to run them into the rings without risking staying there.
Clean. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Jared makes the hit, stays in the back 12-foot, 6-shot rock.
Sort of in that situation we were this afternoon where you said,
Good throw here, eh?
are we into a hard steal at all costs kind of a situation, or steal one but don't give up three?
Should be pretty nice, eh?
But I would think this would be a steal at all cost type of situation.
Yeah, I think with 4 points down.
Yeah, playing 7.
A little bit of room. There it goes, Lifey, there it goes. Yeah, both of you. Right over if you can, Life. Right over. Keep going.
Nice shot.
So it is hard when you are mid-game like this, you know, to not pretend that it's the 10th end, you're tied without, and, you know, what would you do to get your single point? And because you still think there's a bit of game remaining here, but even down 8-5 with the 4 still isn't that pleasant a situation to be in.
Oh, just missed the double peel.
So it's trying to get that momentum of getting a couple of consecutive steals and seeing if you just can't get, you know, a little anxiety into your opposition there, because they've had a pretty jolly time out here so far tonight.
Jolly.
Can come all the way around too.
You just go here.
Both are okay, whatever you like. Yeah, I like that.
Just touch more weight.
So looking to come around everything, get a second one in, this time into the 4-foot area. So really using that stone at the top of the 8-foot as a guard here.
Top 14.
Room right now. Line's real good.
T-line.
Line's real good.
It's kind of sliding.
Stay close.
T-line, maybe back 4.
No.
Let's take it, line it up.
Back 4 is not horrible right now, because if you ever get a chance to steal 2, you might like to take that chance.
Well, it's sort of a chance to start stacking up a couple of rocks there too,
Well,
and you know, maybe then you're the one frozen on the button and they can't do anything with it.
If you look at the red stones there's separation between all 3 of them, so no easy doubles. Even if you peel the guard here, there's still no easy double. Just by. Does miss the yellow stone at the back as well.
Good thing you didn't tickle it that much. He would have redirected right on hers.
How is it even possible?
It's been in the way a couple times.
Yeah.
Ready away.
You couldn't have hit that.
Well, no decision really to maybe here. It's got to be a guard. He did hear them asking which turn you wanted to play, but they're going to stick with the one that they just threw. They've played both this end, and that could come back into play yet too, because they might have a chance to bring another one in some point in this end.
Brandon's in all day.
3. No, it's fine.
They already seem to know both paths to get to that center line area.
Line's fine. Line's good. Matt's in. He's biting the 12. No.
That's so there.
They don't want to be that tight.
No, 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 no.
Tighter,
no.
actually, in, I think.
Well, if you've got to be that tight, at least it curled to the point where I don't think you can get all three of them.
I know you don't want to nose it, but
yeah, well, you can play it.
You can play it to roll
like
over a bit.
A little bit. I'll throw peel.
Yep.
I throw it hard enough that I think you roll this way, don't you? A little bit. Like miss nose, but just like.
You gotta make sure you double it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, make sure the double, and if we can roll a little bit, great.
Yeah.
If we just nose, that's fine.
Tough thing is they're probably going to leave theirs pretty close to center line up there, but make the double first.
Peel?
Yep. Easy. Yep. Hard. Yep.
Yes!
Back
Oh,
up.
hard!
Hard, come on.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Roll it.
Makes the hit, does get them both, and shooter will roll well off to the side.
Yeah.
If you call it, looked like it was going to be curling, and it kind of straightened up just as it came in that little bit. Just enough that they called off low and held that rock there.
When you throw it that hard, there's not much
Are we trying to
curling to
force
be made.
or are we trying to steal?
I think we try to force at this point.
Like,
that's my thought
Yeah,
too.
that's
Yeah.
I think you're trying to steal.
that's okay.
I think that way. I think freeze that one.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah.
Usually more, right? Yeah. Nice and sweep it there.
One deep guard and a double and stay, and suddenly the chances to steal don't look very good here. And
change plans.
Looks like lots.
Well, I still kind of like what Brady said. You know, maybe we're in it for the steal here, and let's do it. But got called off there.
well, it's not a great steal situation after the last two shots. That was a big swing.
Not a great force anymore either.
No. Well, you could still force him to three. I'm not sure that's what you had in mind, though.
Yeah, really.
Well, I'm still back into that must steal. What would you do? Trying to make their shots a little bit harder than what they have been.
Yeah, I don't mind the guard there. I still think you throw the guard. They're going to have to make a play on the guard. They're not going to leave the guard up there.
That's right.
Just sport, 10-5.
You can still switch gears later in the end and try to get the force.
Yeah, that's right. And then they'll peel the guard, put another one back up, and then maybe you make them look at two. Going for the double, and you get your steal that way.
Really, you're at the point now where if you're thinking force, you've almost got to play the freeze to that.
You like
How do you
this
feel about a
here, or do you
center
want
guard?
to?
So now he's going back to the steal option.
Well, you throw the center just off the center on the right as we look at it now. How do you peel that without jamming it onto something or staying right on the nose?
Well, the force isn't looking so good anymore now.
No.
There's not much looking good except yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow is looking good.
Hair last yet?
Okay.
If you're a lemon farmer, it's looking good.
Yeah, the lemon tree.
T-line.
Line's good.
T. Back four.
Line's real nice.
Line's good. Line's good. Weight's good.
Gotta be back four.
Yep.
Line's a little tight, yep.
Weight's good. Weight's good. Hard.
Yep, yep. Hold the line. Whoa, whoa.
Let's do it.
Nice shot.
A really nice weight.
Pretty
Maybe overcurled just a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to sacrifice it, or?
I think I can throw peel and just about nose it.
Right. Okay. Hair high.
Hair center line side.
Sure. You're gonna. What are you gonna throw then? You're like 7.5 peel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like that then. If it rolls out, it rolls out. That's
sure.
Fine, right.
Well, the thing for Dustin Kalthoff here, if he doubles those out and rolls out, it does leave that freeze on the corner again to set up the force.
The force.
He's not particularly worried if he has to take a single here. Brady Kendel is just trying to dig himself out of trouble somehow.
Right.
That's the plan. Over curl it. And forward, on the wrong side. Right, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119
Easy. Clean. Yep. Yep. Clean. 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 Clean.
Makes the hit. The red will go out of play. Comes across, nudges the yellow, but leaves 3 of them in the rings. It does still leave that.
Bit of a pocket.
He's looking at the hit and roll underneath.
Think so.
That's a shot.
Probably the shot, yeah.
Just control.
Hit and flop a little bit.
Kendel Forsum hasn't had a whole lot go their way so far in this game. Needs a big shot here just to keep themselves in the game. 2 or 3 here could be the end of this one. Looking for some extra curl here. He's got to get a bit of a roll. Actually hits it right on the nose.
Yeah, it's certainly been one of those tough games this evening. It's, you know, it's one thing if you play well and your opposition plays really well, but Kendel's team just didn't have their sharpest game so far.
They have struggled a little bit, no doubt about it.
With the weight per se, the draw weight, they've just had a little difficulty getting that consistency. But something to take tonight and work on for tomorrow morning.
Well, a chance here for Dustin Kalthoff. I think he can still see all of that rock if he makes the nose hit. Would pick up 3, even if he rolls out. Could get 2 here. He'd have to hit this awfully thin to jam it.
Good, Ted. Hard clean. Clean. Hard clean. Ted.
Clean's usually a good sign.
Easy clean. Easy, easy. Oh, bye.
Dustin Kalthoff comes down, makes the hit, rolls over to the back corner of the forefoot, picks up 3, and we've got handshakes. Kendel Forsum decided they will move on to play in the B event tomorrow rather than continue on here tonight. So we've got a final. It is Dustin Kalthoff picking up the win, and they will move on in the A event. Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level, and we'll see if we can get a word with the Kalthoff team. A strong performance from the Dustin Kalthoff foursome. They really played well even from the opening end. One bit of a miscue as they nose hit the blank attempt in the first, but everything went their way after that.
Their hitting was really solid. They hardly had to jam all night. Every pick that they wanted, every rock that was 3/4 corner frozen, they had no problem removing. Their hit game was absolutely solid, and they put some rocks in the rings when they needed them, and they were very sharp tonight.
And Sean Meacham is with Kim
Get
now.
up just like you guys, front end and back end, and holding the broom and throwing last rocks. How are you enjoying that switch up, by the way?
Oh, you know what? It's been the cure for the season for our team. Honestly, it made a world of difference. Everybody's feeling super comfortable in their spots, and yeah, we're clicking really good right now.
That's good. When did you make the switch?
We made the switch after Red Deer, which was about 2/3 of the way through our tour season. So we only played a few events this way. But it just, it was like flipping a switch for us. It really made a difference. So,
what prompted the switch?
You know what? Nobody was feeling super comfortable, and we just realized that our team wasn't maximizing our experience in our different positions and our throwing ability and that sort of thing. So, you know, it put Dustin in a spot where he could really focus on his throwing, which is what he's really good at, and it was able to utilize a little bit more of my experience. And yeah, just brought everything together nicely.
That sounds good. It was a very controlling game, this one. A nice start. Liking the ice, I'm assuming. Things are seeming okay?
Yeah, absolutely. The venue's great. Everybody's been super great to us in Whitewood. Our little junior star that we had out with us today was a lot of fun, so that was really good. And yeah, the building's great and the ice is great. And yeah, it's hard to complain after we, had a performance like that. It's one of our best games of the year, so it's a great way to start off.
You bet. It looked like a nice, solid start. Continued good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
Awesome.
Not be better. Could be better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
Well, not the night that the Kendel team was looking for, but we've still got 3 games left to be decided in this draw number 2. Let's quickly update you on all of the scores here. Susan, Kim?
This is Jeff Hartun's final shot, the yellow stone that we see just biting the side button. Kirk just hit and rolled into that spot on his last one to give Jeff this, it looks like a tap there through the port. There are a few more rocks up front that he has to navigate.
Yeah, I don't think it's a straight tap. I think he's playing a run into the tap.
Run into it. I can't quite see from where I'm at here, but
there's a guard out. Well, maybe there is a port there.
Yeah, so coming with some weight here. Looks like he's trying to shimmy it in.
We will follow this shot. Here it's on the way.
This is the first really messy end that this game has seen.
The other thing I can't tell is if he hits this just right, can he get 2 out of it? Not able to make the port, so we won't find out. I think it's just the single.
So that would make that score 5-2 if at the 1 point, the one yellow holds up there. So very nice shot by Kurt to set up that steal.
Well, over on sheet 2, Mike Armstrong was looking at multiple, I don't know, 2, 3, or 4. Ended up making a nice little just hit and tap for his 1 point. So make that score 3-2 now for Virtue over Armstrong.
Here is the shot you were just talking about.
Oh. I hope I said it right.
Now
there's pressure.
Jake Ripplinger letting his teammate know he's doing a good job sweeping.
He did make the shot, and it looks like it was against 3. It's hard.
And I think this is the sheet we are now going to be staying on.
So that's Mitch Height in the hack for Brock Virtue's team.
We've got some rocks in play again here in what is end number 6 on this sheet. Now this sheet started out a little behind. There was an ice issue at the start of the game, so they were late getting started.
Actually really good.
It turned out pretty well. Good shot by Mitch.
Yeah. Okay. That's freezing with the... Yeah, same like those.
Just a touch more. Weight's pretty close.
Weight's good. You gotta go here.
So Grady La Montagne coming down the ice here.
We're there. We're 3-4. No, needs it.
Again, a very nice, a young team in here. These guys are all in their 20s.
Great sweeping.
Puts it right on the corner, but it is still the Virtue team sitting 2 at the moment.
That's good. Go ahead. That red's in front of our yellow, right? Okay. So, we can peel.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's do it. Maker.
I don't know. I mean, the other thing is we could just come in here.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, timeout.
Well, they've decided they're going to call timeout and bring out the coach, Brad Height. Make his way down to the far end. And
oh yeah, like that yellow. So I guess they got. Does this go?
Always fun to hear Brad's words of wisdom.
If you can do it with just 3.
Maybe that's the play then. Just do that, even if you feather that over.
Oh, good. That comes onto here and onto there.
Well, we can be set
all
up
day.
real good here. I think this might be the play.
With back line.
Yeah, just bump that out.
Yeah, you don't have to kill it.
Yeah, but even if you chisel this one a bit.
I don't mind that with just through.
Okay.
Okay, I like this.
Just throw here.
It's either that or the straight peel to here.
Yeah, then we're just blanking.
Yeah. Let's do this first so we can bail after.
I like this. Go back line.
What was that last comment from Drew that I thought was interesting in a game that's only 3-2 through the 5th? It's been a very close game. They want to keep the defensive opportunities alive here.
What was the line you found interesting? That they can bail after?
That they can still bail after if they have to.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. Hard.
Yep.
Hard. Dig.
Oh.
Yep. Go.
Yep.
Never quit. It's light.
Yep. Roll it.
Well, this was their other option, was to play the peel. So they got a
sort of
little
like that.
It's not quite that way, but it's not on the
That was
center
just
line.
dead light, though. He was looking to tap that through, and if he gets to it, he probably just taps it up to the tee line.
I don't mind that.
So you're saying it's probably a good thing he was on the guard?
Well, if you get to the inside of it, you would have tapped it open anyway, but
It's going to uncover the center, but... Okay.
just not the weight they were looking for, no.
Can I have a little more?
Garrett Springer now.
Easy.
Throwing the third stones
yeah,
for the
hard.
Armstrong
Hard.
foursome.
Hard. Really hard. Hard. Gotta go. Roll the back one. Roll it.
Suddenly a lot of reds hanging around, though.
That's good, too.
Good sweep. Wasn't a great throw.
Yeah, I like this.
Roll right behind.
Yep.
Pretty good. Good. Nice board.
Okay.
So this is Drew Height, the middle of the 3 brothers. Josh, of course, is skipping his own team. Mitch and Drew playing together.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Makes the hit, stays there to sit 2 for the time being.
Is that first shot?
Drew not happy with that last throw. I think he wanted to roll behind, but I don't mind where it ended up.
I was thinking the same thing too, that
Yeah, you start rolling in behind and you might see a run double to sit a pile.
I like that outcome better, but
well, and he really had to stay in there for second shot somewhere because, as Kim had said, that yellow was looking pretty lonely earlier.
Looks like the Armstrong team settling on one of these short runs anyway.
Guess he
No
sees
double
them.
this time.
Oh, straight back on the red.
Yeah, I think he's looking to angle it. That's pretty thin to try the double.
To play that way, though.
whoa, 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 whoa. Close. Whoa.
Just trying to jam this one back now. He will have to be careful where his shooter ends up. You don't want to cover the other one. And it looks like it rolled past it, so the yellow at the back is second shot, but it's looking pretty lonely right now with 4 red stones in the rings.
Okay.
Board.
Okay. I like a hair more with board.
So Brock just rejoining the team here. Brock wasn't able to make the Northern Challenge playdowns in Saskatoon there a little while ago at Newtown. Drew had to skip the team through that competition. Brock had a family funeral to attend to.
Go!
Right off.
Sure can't afford to roll to the broom side. That would leave a double. If he stays at all, this is going to be very thin. Comes across and moves his own stone.
Actually.
Came out of it very fortunate as he spins it up in behind the 2 reds.
Yeah, spun out, I think, though. Oh,
well,
did
no,
not.
but it's...
Yeah, you're right.
Not heavy.
Yeah, very fortunate. Holy cow.
Yeah, I like it.
Mike Armstrong looking at coming down, playing to the corner of it so that he might have a chance to get it out with his last one. Even if you wiggle the red ones at the top, give yourself some kind of a shot at it. You're down 1 here, playing the 6th, Mike Armstrong, and it is Brock Virtue with last rock. You'd like to make him look at a few.
Line's fine. Top 4. Whoa, then. Room. Comes. Whoa. It's got to curl. It's got to curl, guys. Jake. Go, Jake. Hey, only for weight. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, no, no. Nice shot.
Pretty good.
Comes down, sits right on the corner of that yellow stone.
Absolutely perfect.
Oh, well, I don't mind him doing that. I thought it was here, but then he might play the pass. Then you got the same draw. It's whatever you like. Chances are if you don't make it, then you got the same draw.
Sure. You don't want to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I mean, if you're here, it's not the end of the world. It's buried, it's buried. He's probably free. He can't even afford to play that. He misses it, it's two.
Not me.
He's probably freezing it to go deep. Okay.
So thinking he may have to draw the 4-foot for his 1 anyway, might as well start coming this way. Might get fortunate and try to get the 2.
Well, and also by throwing this draw, you probably take Mike Armstrong away from that stone. And at this point in time, yes, you've got a 1-point lead, and you might throw the same shot twice in a row, but you sure don't want to have to throw it against 5 if you don't.
True.
It only takes one thing to go wrong.
Totally.
So if you can make him play the stone you're about to deliver, you know you won't be facing that many. Looks like it's getting a little colder out there tonight. As you can see, as Brock takes that exhale before he throws, you can see his breath.
Yeah, you don't see many jackets off out here. There was a wave of cold air that came through here about 10 minutes ago, so Ice makers must have been a little
That's
concerned. It was getting
room.
too warm out there.
Room. You got time. Never touch
Probably
it.
tough with
Never touch it.
warm temperatures
Never touch
outside.
Room.
He's got room by that
That's all.
stone in the 12-foot now. It's a question about
Stopping.
where this is
Oh,
going to
yes,
stop.
breaks.
Shot.
Perfect, actually.
What?
The maximum amount
Shot.
of distance for the run back. Well, unless you just play the freeze.
Well, and if they play the freeze, you've got room to draw another one in there.
You missed my joke there, Sean. I said the ice makers are worried with the extreme warm temperatures outside affecting the ice.
Well, you haven't been happy with the temperature anywhere we've been for the last 2 days. So.
Just whining a little.
Well, Darren Gress is our head ice maker here, and so by all accounts, he's done a fabulous job. And it's a
Yes.
challenge because all the fans are all on one side the way the rink is built. So, you know, you've got to...
Things to consider, for sure.
Adds an extra variable. So Mike trying to replicate that draw that he just threw with that perfect weight on his first one.
Line's good. Bit of room. Bit of room right now. Yeah, line's good. Bit of room. Bit of room. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Be sure. Should be curling. Whoa, then.
Looks like he's got more line than Brock
No, not
had.
yet.
Coming now.
Okay, yeah.
They just had to wait so long on the line.
Yeah,
Not
the
able to get it there.
No, that's right, because the weight would have been perfect to
I
get
like
it back to the back yellow.
Thought you threw it real close to the broom.
No, I like that. That's perfect. That never overcurls. It's perfect. I really like it. I was a little in out on mine, so.
I think he likes it.
Heavy pass.
Pretty positive.
Well, again, that feedback of knowing how you throw it, like that in, out, will make it run straighter than what you think it does. So just taking that extra second to verify the fact that it does curl up here a little bit with a nice straight throw.
Whoa! Whoa!
That didn't sound good.
Jesse! Jess!
Now they're calling for the offside sweep, looking to get some curl. Needs the nose hit to pick up his 2 here. He's going to make
And
the
not
hit.
get the jam.
Jams it onto his own. Shooter
That's
will
just
stay
really
for 1.
crazy
But
straight.
a missed opportunity
there.
there for the Virtue team. They only pick up the single point. And they get a 2-point lead going into end number 7.
That's real straight. Same as
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
One final so far here in tonight's draw, but still 3 games to be decided. We'll keep an eye on all of them for you. And Kim and Susan have some more updates for you.
Well, Kirk Meyer's starting to take some serious control of this game. Jeff Hartung needed to draw the button cold, a little corner of it, as Kirk had 2 rocks buried behind the center guard, and Jeff was a little bit heavy. Looks like he gave up a steal of 2 points, and that will be a 7-2 score to go into the 9th.
This was our feature game, and they shook after 7, made the final score 10-3, Kalthoff over Kendel. And we have an interesting ninth end shaping up over here on sheet 4. You can see the score there, 3-2. Last rock coming now in the ninth end for Howard, and
he's going to have, looks like a little, he's lining up. Can he make any kind of a run for 3? He's definitely got an angle run for 2. I don't know if he can hold his shooter.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, red is shot, the Hartung team, and Howard's sitting second and third, but he's going to have to do, there's a good look at it, he's going to have to do something somewhere.
I think he's looking at like in-off on that yellow, and...
But that would only be for 2. Oh, I see. No, that would be for 3.
Howard throwing yellows. If he can come in and onto the yellow that's right behind his broom there and jam it onto that one in the button, he might be able to pick up 3. There is another yellow right at the back of the 12-foot. You can't really see in this picture because Tyler Hartung is not cooperating and is standing right in the way. There is another yellow at the back of the 12-foot.
Right. Coming in off that one, it could be for 3 if he straight tries to...
He could just
play that for 2
pick it
and
into the red, but it's only for 2.
And hard to stick it. And now they're calling a timeout too.
Yeah, it's thin to stick it, but it is an easier shot than playing an in-off. That in-off is very thin.
The in-off is really thin, actually.
Well,
They've called the timeout.
It would almost be easier to slash that one in than it would to play
well,
the
and even
in-off.
that's probably thinner than the other slash we're looking at.
Yeah, and
while they discuss that, we'll turn our attention back to sheet 2. This game started out a little late due to an ice problem, so still just in the 7th end here, and it'll be interesting to see if that missed opportunity in a game that's been this tight. Rock Virtue had a chance to jump out to a 3-point lead.
See if that
only
comes
able to
back
get a single.
haunt 'em. Yeah.
I had just off the center line.
Drew threw one exactly the same spot right here. And ran good. Half, yeah.
Yep, exactly where I threw it.
Okay, easy.
It's a little heavy.
Timeout is over on sheet
Heavy
4,
half.
and they're still looking at it. I think they're looking at playing it as a slash now.
Yeah, I think so
All the way,
too.
Drew. All the way.
They got Coach Russell coming out there. You'll see in the screen just now.
All right, good
I
throw.
think that's what he likes.
Well, I thought the timeout was over when he had left, but no, he was going to look at the angle from the far side. Back on sheet 2, the hit and roll out made, so Mike Armstrong looking to come around the corner guard again.
Think we are close, yeah. Top 8. Top 8. Still top 8.
Gonna have a lot of room by that corner guard. Looking for some curl now to try to get it buried.
Still good,
Bring the weight down a little.
For as much as they came by, sure buried.
Yes.
So a repeat of the same shot.
But what's nice to see is you can actually, even though it looks mostly buried, you know, just a little bit more weight, it'll still keep curling, so you've got an opportunity for this shot.
Same weight.
Whoa, whoa. Little less. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Whoa.
It's a little less.
Drew. Little less. Finish it, Drew. Keep going. Keep going. No roll.
Good.
Great sweeper. Good job.
Makes the hit, this time able to hold his shooter at the back edge of the 4-foot.
You know, there's a lot of curl there when, you know, the draw can, you know, went by the guard there by about a foot, but when board weight can take you out there, you know, the ice is giving you a lot of opportunities. You have to be a little bit more precise with that draw.
After the discussion, even with the timeout, Steve Howard, just a little thick on that contact, drives it by the yellow, and it's a steal of 1.
That was really thin.
For Cody Hartung. He takes a 4-2 advantage there into the 10th end. Makes the double on the 2 yellows shot in second and rolls over, but I think his shooter has rolled out past the guard.
Overroll.
Yeah.
Probably just bored, hey?
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard them say they want to overroll. They don't want to stay in behind this guard. You'd see Mike Armstrong just try to corner freeze to the inside of it, and he could still set up his deuce that way. Not really a steal situation for the Virtue team. They're just trying to hold for the force here.
Yep. Whoa.
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 Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No roll. No roll.
Jesus Christ. What are we waiting for, boy?
I think Drew wanted them to sweep on that one.
I think they were a little late, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely didn't want to stay in behind there, and he is still sitting too. I don't know that it's in a bad spot where it is. You roll right to the back forefoot and they freeze to it.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all.
It's not the aggressive call, but I don't know if we need it yet. Whatever you like. I think. Are you fine with that? I don't know if we make the double with control.
Mike thought about coming around the corner guard, and I think it came from the other end that, hey, maybe we don't need to do that quite yet.
Yeah, soft release. Hard. Hard. Whoa. 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 Grady. 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 Hard. Hard.
Makes the hit, drives it by the stone at the back, and shooter rolled over until we get it. We're not in behind the sheet, so until we get a look at the camera angle, I can't tell how buried it is.
Are we going? You want to go for that?
Pretty buried,
Just
I'd
about
say.
dead buried.
Yeah, I do.
Like that and roll to the middle?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I like that. Whoa.
Drew Height with the big backswing looking for the run back. Gets them both.
That kind of looked like Brad on that throw.
Caught in a time warp.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Still leaves the corner guard up there, though, and now Garrett Springer good with the idea of drawing around. They'd like to pick up their two here. Might not be shot rock if he's dead buried, but that's not the most important thing right now.
Yeah, I can worry about that later.
Room, 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 room. Line's good. Jake's rock. Jake.
A little bit closer to the guard than the previous shot, but not much. A little heavy.
You heard them. The sweep call they were looking for was extra curl, and the sweepers didn't want to touch it. They were afraid if they did, it would be out the back.
That's right.
Had great line, though. Like, if he'd had that 6 feet less weight, 8 feet less weight, he would have been a little tighter to that guard. But still puts pressure on Brock to follow it down.
Carry it around. Give you an 80. Yeah.
Lots of line. I got heavy. That looks heavy. Line's fine.
Line's
okay.
good.
Line's
got room.
Never touch it.
Got room.
Only if you have to. You don't have
Got a
backing.
curl.
No.
Got a curl.
Sit.
Oh, stopped
Good.
just in time. Worked out
Job,
just
Brock.
fine.
Well, it does leave a freeze opportunity, though, into a pocket.
Job.
Yeah, it's setting up for Mike there.
I think you want to do that. I agree. But you just, if you don't outcount this, and you just draw the 6-2, right? Which is fine. So just make sure we're shocked, right? So if, even if we're on
But you're right, he'll be able to get to it regardless.
Right.
So maybe you do just do this. You're open, but he can hit.
Got to do something with right if it makes it.
That's tough to freeze to and not leave you to hit.
So freeze right on nose or hair high is pretty good.
I think you need to be a hair high.
Yeah, but
in order to
but you can be there and be a hair high, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying if you freeze nose and he freezes nose, there's no way to make yours
But
the
if he doesn't
counter.
freeze right on nose, then that one, well, we
Yeah.
sit right there though, right? If you freeze right on nose, we can probably hit it and still get 2, right? So I give you there, so I think just a little more.
Okay.
Probably there. Yeah.
I know it sounds obvious,
I
but
think we got to freeze
that
on him.
pre-planning that you have to do for all of these shots, with the expectation that your opponent's making their shot.
Okay, no bump would be good if we want to stay a hair high. 95 to be back there.
But that's always something
Speed's
that's
good in this spot.
you sort of have to evolve into your curling game
Sounds
with, is
good, 95.
looking that forward 2-3 shots at a time. Well, Mike's shown us really nice draw weight so far on the bit that we've come over to this game.
Just weld it.
See if he can continue.
Line's good.
Does look like the draw weight is very consistent.
Line's good. Freeze it.
Different
Make sure it's
paths,
frozen.
end to end, games to games.
Okay, you look good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You look here. Yeah, line. Hard, Grady.
Now.
Hard. Go, go, go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Nice shot.
Well, he's got shot rock. Well, maybe he doesn't.
I'm not sure.
They did lose the line on that for sure.
Oh, just
I think he would have liked to stay on the other side of the yellow.
Okay. Does this look good, Brock?
Huh?
I didn't see where you put it.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
We're shot for sure, hey?
What? 100%.
We're still corner freezing.
Line's a little tighter.
Big extension, big extension.
Line's tighter, but...
No, line's good.
Okay, no backing then.
Got room.
You don't have backing. No, you can't.
You got room.
No.
Just got to get to that yellow and touch it.
Good shot.
A lot of room by the guard.
Perfect.
Comes down, sits on the corner of the red, and they're saying it's perfect. I don't know.
Well, it depends who's second shot.
Mike's not even going to think about it. Well, if you could make the double on the yellows, it doesn't matter because that red's not going anywhere.
Garrett's still kind of looking at things there.
I don't know if you can see enough of that red. It's close. You throw the big weight at that yellow stone that was just delivered, come across, and you only have to nudge that rock an inch. The red stone's not going anywhere.
Line's good. Line's okay, though.
Line's
Hard,
good.
guys.
Take a look, guys. Take a look.
So Mike Armstrong with his final stone here, looking to simply draw for the single.
Yeah, gotta go.
Needs a little better than just full 8. And he's going to bring this into the top of the forefoot. Almost bites the button. And will pick up his single point. Brock Virtue will take a 1-point lead and last rock into the 8th.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Well, as you can tell,
I think we've got our second final. Susan?
right, the broom bag is getting rolled away there. Looked over once, there were about 6 rocks all around, looked over again, and then there were none. So I don't know what Jeff decided on his last one. I think all he had was draw for 1, but they haven't put the score up. So I don't know what the exact final is, but the game is over. Victory for Kirk Myers for his opening night. Featured game here, we saw where the Kalthoff team had serious control the whole game, broke it open there halfway through, and went on for a big 10-3 win over the Brady Kendel team.
Well, this is getting interesting over on sheet 4. You'll see that Cody Hartung is 2 up, and we're down to skipper's rocks here in the 10th end. And there's rocks in play.
Looks like the Howard team might have the chance to pick up their deuce, so we could be looking at an extra end over there. And the game we're now following over on sheet 2. This one was a little late getting started due to an ice issue. And just beginning play in the 8th end now.
So Jake Ripplinger to start the end off.
2. Okay. Higher ones, okay. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going. Good sweep, guys. Good. Good shot. Good throw.
It's a 1-point game now. Mike Armstrong picking up the single that we saw just before the break.
Good.
Brock Virtue with last rock here.
We are playing the 8th end though, so it's crucial end here for scoreboard management.
No, mine's good, guys.
Okay, I'm just.
So Jesse St. John coming in, finding a nice top button.
Mostly behind cover. Doesn't look like the Armstrong team thinks they're in hard steel mode yet. They've thrown the 1 guard, now coming right in.
All there. Okay. Doesn't look too bad. Looks okay, guys.
Easy.
Garrett's rock, if anything. Garrett, if anything.
Good try.
Okay, Jake.
That one will slide a little deep. So another come around to the top of the house here now, attempting for Jesse St. John, and this will be a chance for the Virtue team to put some big pressure on here. You might see Mike Armstrong's team have to switch gears here a little bit to play a little bit defensively. Yes, you'd love to get a force, or perhaps even a steal, but we've joked about this before. You don't want to force them to 2 or 3.
Well, it is only a 1-point different ball game here.
Yeah.
No, it's freezing. Dead frozen.
Well, didn't get the line they were looking for there.
A bit back.
That's going.
T-line, back 4. Yeah. T-line's okay.
Grady Lamontagne now trying to jiggle these Yellowstones around, sit in front of something.
Back line, whoa then, whoa.
Back line sounds scary because he's got out to the broom there and it's got a long way to curl.
You'd love back line as long as you get to the inside, but this is not going to get there.
I got 1 rock behind the tee line, but
yeah, 5 rocks are already down there though, and you're
that's right. Yeah. His whole key was, you're for sure. I mean, he needed to sit up top 8 foot there, top 4 foot. He had to have a rock they could use.
You left him the chance to peel the guard. Now it's going to be really tough.
Yeah.
You wanted to keep that rock in the 4 foot area and maybe force them to pay some attention to it. So Mitch Heidel looked to peel the guard, and if you can hit this just right, you could clip that one out of the side as well. Nothing out of the brush so far. Going to be just the straight peel over the top of that stone.
Yeah.
2.5.
I guess. They are, yeah.
So now the Armstrong team pretty much forced to throw a couple of guards here at least, and it's a little trickier because you have to try to put it in a spot where that runner on the one in the corner isn't easy too.
I'm not exactly sure how you do that.
Yeah, well that's
Line's good.
half the problem.
Maybe high.
Okay, a lot of people might be asking, there are 2 yellow rocks in there. Why aren't they hitting something? But trying to work with the opposition rocks.
And I think they would like that one to be a little bit tighter. It's definitely a risk-free shot to run it at that one in the corner again. Brock Virtue not really worried about scoring opportunity here. He wants to make sure the blank is alive, and he's still sitting a chance to get 2. Mike Armstrong's got some work to do to take that away.
That's close.
And he does clip that one off the side of the side of the 8-foot there and rolls it out of play. So now just the one red stone in play at the back of the 12-foot, and it's still yellow sitting 2.
Control.
Yeah,
Control.
Okay. I'll try making a real 10.
Whoa. Close. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Close, so. Yep. Hard. Hard, Jake, hard. Okay, good throw.
Makes the hit, stays right there. Well, now Brock Birch would love to make the straight back double. You'd just see the 2 yellows would be the only ones left in the rings.
Normal up. Sure. Okay. Whoa.
Yep.
Drew Height looking for the double, straight back. This one's curling on him. Does get both of them, spins them both out of the rings. So it's just the 2 yellow stones belonging to Brock Virtue
Double.
in the house now, and Mike Armstrong looking for a double to
It's like 2/3.
try to preserve the blank at this point in time. He doesn't want to force him to 2.
Yeah.
The dreaded force to 2.
Yeah, not really a steal situation there anywhere. I mean, you could try, if you were desperate, you'd try the hit on the back one and roll behind perhaps.
Yeah, I don't think we're anywhere near there.
No, you wouldn't think so. Not in a game this tight.
Yep. Hard.
Well, not able to make the double. Does keep the shooter at the top of the 8-foot.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Yep.
And we've got another final, as over on sheet 4,
I got it.
Cody Hartung has run Steve Howard out of rocks in the 10th end.
Looked like Steve had a chance to put some pressure on. He was trying to raise takeout on his first one, and it just didn't quite curl up enough, and then he got the absolute worst outcome and ended up taking his own 3rd shot. It left Cody an open hit to put the final nail in the coffin, and they come out of that game with a 4-2 win over Scott Howard. Steve Howard. Sorry. Too many Howards that I watch on TV.
I think this one.
Cousins.
Yeah.
Little water. It should. I like that. Are you good with that ice? Yeah. I think so. This should run with my out there. Firm? Yeah.
Brock Virtue with the hit stayed right there. Mike Armstrong another attempt at the double.
Yeah, and our only game left out on the ice now.
close to the double.
Pretty
Makes
close.
it. Didn't hear anything out of the sweep. But
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you're so
Good
close
shot.
to making that, I was thinking there should be a clean or something.
Yeah.
Makes the double, though. I did have a chance. I saw the clock behind Mike's shoulder before he threw that stone, and with 2 ends left to play, both teams already under 8 minutes. So there's another look at it. The time could be a factor in this game as well.
I thought
And
they
the
were
heights-
playing relatively fast.
It seemed like they were, because they seemed to be gaining on the other games after the late start, but
We've seen the Heights call one timeout already. We've seen Brad out there, their coach.
yes.
I've always been impressed, Mike, like we saw him as a lead for Scott Manners there for a couple of years. You know, so leads, they throw draws, but Mike can throw tremendous hit weight and
you're all
very
here.
easily and very deceptively, and he's a very good hitter, and I think we just saw an example of it right there.
Shot.
In junior curling, he was always a backhand player.
Firm.
Won a Canadian Saskatchewan juniors here
What?
back
We
a
don't
few
need to be
years
cute
ago.
with it, right? So, yeah.
But same thing too, Mike's one of those serious mixed doubles players, and it's another person that just really shows how that discipline can really improve your curling game, and you need that hit weight in mixed doubles if you're going to be successful.
There's another look at the clock. The Armstrong team will be down around 7.5 minutes after he throws this one. They do still have both of their timeouts.
Yep. Hard. Hard, Grady.
Hard.
Straight up.
Hard.
Makes the hit, stays right there.
Yeah, this turn's good.
It'll force Brock Virtue to make a play on it.
I like it.
Not too far to roll out for a blank here, though.
Clean.
And there's
Whoa,
that
whoa.
clean call. It usually means you're pretty close.
Except for the whoa.
Goes back a little.
It did go back a little bit there. We've
But
seen that a couple of times now.
Makes the hit, so we do get a blank end. Brock Virtue will keep last rock and the lead into the ninth.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
Well, just the one game left to be decided. We'll quickly recap all of the scores here in Draw 2. Susan, Kim?
Well, the Hartung team stayed with the Kirk Myers team there for the first half of the game, but then the Myers team was just way too much and just kept stealing away and got a decisive 9-2 victory for opening night. Same thing too, it was all Kalthoff, no Kendel tonight. It was a tough game there for the youngsters, or the young curling team. Big 10-3 win for Dustin Kalthoff. I was the first one to do that. For Dustin Kalthoff.
And we just saw that final as well make the final score over on sheet 4, 4-2, Hartung over Howard.
That we had talked earlier tonight, we're not going to say Kevin. We're not saying Kevin, darn it.
I thought it would be me.
Good. Gotta go. Line, gotta go line. Hard. Line tight.
I'm always just
Line
happy
tight.
to get
Gotta
through
go.
the women's without calling anybody by the wrong last name. I don't even worry about the first names.
Go, 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 go.
Looking for the comer on this end, rubs off that tight center guard and stayed in front.
Line's good.
Weight's nice.
Probably a bit more room on this one. Little more room. Let it curl if you can.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, quite a bit more. Fine. Okay, Garrett if you can, but just...
Hey, bud.
Okay, just higher the better then. We'll have to throw another one. That's fine. Okay. Okay, Jake.
Well, after such a nice first stone, it was a shame that that one just wasn't a little bit better. And in this game, you do need that kind of precision. There's just too many good hitters out here when they're going to get the chance. 2 rocks are going to be gone there.
He pushed it hard.
But in these rules, there's still a little while before.
That's right. Can't get to them yet.
A little bit of room.
Like we're heavy.
Hold it. Whoa. Line's coming over now.
Okay. Whoa, Mitch.
Whoa.
This one slides just a little deep. He is shot rock,
They're
but
going to be peeling.
back
so
4.
If we go here, they're just peeling, so. Timeout, please.
Mike Armstrong thinking about another guard, so they're going to call the timeout.
Interesting time to call a timeout when we're only on seconds for shots.
Well, with that rock in the back 4 foot there, you know, it does give him the option to put another one up reasonably safely.
I think part of the issue here, too, might be that this end didn't set up in a conventional way, so they've got to decide how they want to approach it now.
Yeah, and they might.
So I don't mind trying to draw now, and then we'll be going to the rest of the
Do you want to freeze, or do you want to just go top 4?
Don't hate
What's your
freeze.
thought? Yeah, well, I'm good with that.
No, but if you freeze it, the worst case scenario for the end is a force.
That's
probably,
what I mean.
Right?
Like,
so
yeah.
I don't hate that.
I'm okay with the freeze right now, and if they miss a double peel, we can really put a good force on. So I'm okay with a freeze. I'm just saying because if we're just right there, we give a chance of getting a give up too. So
yeah,
that's all I'm thinking about.
If we're right where?
If we're just top 4.
Yeah, no, you are right. So.
I'm good with a freeze right now because force is okay, right?
Okay, yeah. Just throw T. We can sweep it to.
Well, if we think back to the women's, the force isn't bad. 2 down coming home. We saw a few 2s and 3s in 10, that's for sure.
Certainly have been lots of 3s on the scoreboards so far
here too
in the opening 2 draws at this event. Well, I think the other thing, and they didn't really touch on it, but you throw the 3rd guard, and how do you throw the 3rd guard where you don't leave a chance to get rid of all of them? There's already angle on the 2 that are there.
I think weight's pretty close.
Okay, good
Don't
line.
matter. Still feel then.
Line's good. Jake. Okay. Jake, close. Jake. Hey, you're good.
Just whoa then. We're there. Okay. We're tapping. Okay. We're back 8. Line's good.
Yeah, looking a tad heavy, but certainly
Pretty
curling
good.
now.
Good
That
job.
works out well.
Good, Grady.
Hey, Mitch. Mitch, a couple go away.
Try this, and if you're a little wide and get that.
Well, there's a few options, but some of these options might not work out so well either.
You know, if he just plays the straight double peel with the weight that Drew throws, you might, or pardon me, Mitch throws, you might get all 3 of the guards, and that's not a bad spot for you to be in either. But just jam the first one and leaves a guard up there.
We can guard or we can go top 4 here. Yeah, I'm good with that. Half buried's pretty good. Tuck half of it.
See Mitch not happy with that throw. Needed to hit that a little more solidly on the first one. Could have gotten rid of at least 2. It was a little thin on the first stone and just jammed it.
Yeah. Could have got rid of 2, possibly 3.
Possibly
almost.
all 3 of the guards, and that would have been best case scenario for
Yeah.
the Virtue team.
Line's good. Good line. Line's good. Take a look. Line's good. No, line's fine. Line's good.
Jake,
Line's good.
go,
Get
Jake.
close. No, guys, don't switch. Line's fine. You're good. Just got to be half in the fourth. Line's good. Line's good. Don't switch. Fight fourth.
Great shot.
Good. Nice shot. Really good.
Beauty.
Good spot. Good job.
So Brock Virtue now looking for a run back on the guard, try to get one of those reds out of the 4-foot area.
Yeah. Interesting to note, there's only one game going on, and when the Hartung-Howard game ended, the stands emptied out, and I actually think it's getting a little chillier in here.
Yep.
I'm imagining that's not going to affect the ice, but sometimes it can. Oh.
Gets the 2 reds out of the 4-foot, but the one that he ran back, I think, might still be undercover.
I think we
True, I think yellow shot, but...
Good for the fourth. What do you guys like?
Oh,
There's
there
a
you
good
go.
look at it.
Yeah.
That redstone is still buried, and of course it's the only one in front of the tee line, or of the rocks in the
Even
rings
if you
anyway.
bump it a few inches, we'll be 1-2. So.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Okay, what do you like?
Don't we either hit or go top 4 buried?
That's not bad, because if he plays that, like it should jam.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
It's up to you, Mike.
Same
I'm good
spot.
with either.
I'm okay with
call,
same.
Even the freeze.
Scary to play that come around because he's going to try the run double, and if he makes it,
Well, that's just it. I think getting
like it
away
if you do,
from
Mike.
the
Yeah, pretty much
either
same
one
as
of those front rocks is probably a good plan right now.
well, more than getting away from the front rocks, I think the issue is don't get too close to the other redstone because he's going to run it back, and you're going to just give him a wider target.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
Line's good.
Got room
and you
right
really,
now.
even though it's a virtue
Room,
stone, you
guys.
still need that center guard if
Lots of room.
still have a hope
Tons
of
of room.
even
Here,
thinking
go
of
here,
stealing
go in
this
here
end,
now. Go in here
let
now.
alone the force.
Okay, roll in.
Okay, whoa.
You don't need to bump much.
Whoa, still
Yep,
got a
yep.
curl. Okay, line's good for the freeze.
Yep, Grady,
Hard!
Grady.
Hard!
It's a little warm here. They've gone to plan B.
Good shot. Really nice. That's good.
Good call, Mike.
Plan B was actually the original call to tap that back.
Yeah.
Good, guys.
I like the double peel, if anything. The double peel, any good?
Yeah, well, we might be able to get it to come back in here and clip that.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking. It's either that or.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, let's go for the 2 yellows and then try to come clip that out.
Sure.
To try to get it to come back on the red, you're looking at hitting that second one very thin. You
Yeah,
could
we're
play
going
this to
way, right?
move both yellows and spin one of them into the rings.
How are we
It's
making
a
it
little
off the
bit
back?
easier.
Off of that.
Okay, perfect. All I need to know.
Put a half rock.
Okay.
Turn you want to throw.
In's good.
Like that.
Yep.
Maybe a little thicker than half.
Okay.
Drew Height not going to be cheated on the weight.
Yes.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Makes the hit, but brings it by all of the stones in the rings. Does get rid of both guards.
I don't mind guarding this.
Yeah, I like that, Mike.
Like, even bite 8 foot is pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
just
good.
bite 8.
Yeah.
What was that? Back 8, back 12?
Okay, line's good. Okay, that's okay. Line's good.
Line's good,
Easy,
guys.
easy. Take a look, guys. It's carrying. Line's good. Just bite 8 foot. That's all you want. Bite 8. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Looks here. Looks here. Bite 8. Jake, if any.
Jake.
Line's good. No, you're good.
Okay, never mind.
Really good. Nice shot. Really good.
Well, it brings that stone into the top of the 8 foot. They got what they were looking for. Just not sure. Not sure I liked it.
Well, you know there's doubles available here.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Just which one are you going to play first?
There's no triple, eh? No. Looks like it from here.
No, if you're thick enough to
I
get
don't
the
think
first,
so.
the straight back double, you're going over the top of
Yeah.
the one at the side of the 8-foot. Drew coming down to take a look at it, but
Sometimes it looks different from the other
well,
end.
if those reds were even at the top of the house,
Yep,
then it'd be
they're not.
close. But here you can see it from that angle.
Yep.
That one was just delivered a little bit higher.
Yeah, if you make the top double, you're missing the back.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Sure. Let's do it. I think if I miss the double, I get the other double.
No, I think they're
Okay.
a lot farther
Okay.
apart than that.
So which one are they playing?
That's the thing. You got to make a decision which double you're playing here
Get
and
caught in
commit to
between.
it.
3/4 with the in.
On the inside, right?
3/4 on this side.
Okay.
Just like easy normal.
Okay.
The straight back double is one they're playing. That's what they're
Is there
talking
any
about,
way
3/4,
with
and
these
it's a
normals
little
to be
easier.
real bad?
The other one is very thin.
Well, it puts the pressure on Mike too. If Drew can keep the
like
shooter
feel.
in play here.
Yeah.
Rolling out.
Timeout.
This is their second timeout.
Well, and they were already a little tight for time, and they've taken a little bit of time to discuss here.
There you go, 5 minutes.
I don't like that with.
But
I don't
still
think
another
we're
entire
control-
end to play. And they're
Well,
not the
if I
team
do
with
this
5
with
minutes. They're the
control,
team with 3 minutes.
It's big trouble. Yeah. All normal, but even normal, same thing. I hit it right here with normal. Well, no. With Peel, this always goes.
And this is their second time out. They're going to be very tight for time in this game.
What's our goal? Are we
Yeah.
trying to, like,
I guess.
we can rip that.
Next, they've still got 10 rocks
and then
to
they
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no timeouts left now.
No, I don't mind this. Let's just got to make it then. Does that
If
go?
we're still
for
on
sure?
Drews, they still have 11 rocks
Okay.
to go.
Okay, so normal and roll to here. Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, I like it. Yeah, let's do it. I like it. Okay. I just wanted to take a look at it.
Just normal.
Yeah, normal.
So they're playing normal with this one and hoping to leave their shooter in front of the one on the other side. Is that the way they're playing this?
Yeah, they're playing the more straight
Cross
back
face,
double.
yeah.
And
Just
trying to
hit
play it
one
in such a way that they can
inside.
keep the shooter in a
Exactly.
good spot. You know, it's not just about making the double. If you roll out or roll too far even, you didn't make your situation a lot better.
Hard.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh. This. Whoa.
Yeah.
He's
Whoa.
close.
Yeah.
Makes the hit on the top one, clips the back one, and shooter rolls
Nicely done.
right on top of the red. Couldn't have carried it down any better.
Yeah.
I
He's
thought that
made
was a
some
really
great
nice
shots.
throw by Drew. He didn't sort of put it out there like he did his first one, the one that didn't come up quite enough. But great weight control on that throw.
Forces Mike Armstrong into a freeze here. And this is just now to try to get the force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Like anywhere key back is good.
So you make the freeze here. Brock Virtue with his first stone, probably going to make the little hack waiter and try to kill the back one, stay right in front of it. And then what do you do?
Well, the good part, too, for Virtue, though, is at least he can see what he's going to have to do. He's not going to be contending with any front rocks here.
Close. Mine's good. Back 8.
Mine's good.
Back 8. Mine's okay. Go, Grady. Yeah, you can go. You can go.
Stay down,
Yeah,
Grady.
hard.
Stay down, Grady.
Right to it. Hard. Gotta go line.
If anything, it's over curling.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Hard. Really hard. Really hard. You gotta go. You gotta catch a piece.
Can't afford to go by it.
Well, and you don't want to...
And he did go by it, and it's not shot rock. And are those lined up?
Exactly what I was trying to get to. Hit that top one and yellow sitting 3.
Yeah, just on the outside.
No.
Hair high on this side. Throw. What do you want to throw?
Well, Brock's already at the other end.
Well, he
so.
pretty much
Yeah,
had
no,
to be.
just
Yeah.
off on this side.
And that's the downside
Gotta
here.
be
They
high
were
side.
rushing a little bit, and I don't think he expected to have a shot like this.
Yeah. High side.
Not able to see it for himself.
Yep.
Yep.
wants to hold the shooter here as well if he could.
Just like that.
And does.
Well, now you can play the double to hold him to 2. And I think that's all you got.
That's not an easy double either. He's got to hit it fairly hard. Those 2 stones almost frozen.
Yeah, but you hit it on the high side, roll out with peel, leave them a draw for 2, and hope they run out of time.
Well,
see, when I was talking time before, I was looking at the wrong sheet.
It's thinking time, and if you're 3 up coming home, you don't have a lot of thinking to do. I think we're going to hit your rock.
Yeah. But what else do you do in this situation?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think, that last one, they just could not afford to overcurl like that.
Yeah.
One more look at this stone from Brock Virtue. They look to be pretty well lined up, and
yeah, they were.
The key there, he left those 2 at the front in such a good position that Mike Armstrong, no choice but to just play the double. He's not even going to be shot rock, I don't think, if he makes this.
No, I think all he's doing is trying to hold him to 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And it'll be a draw for 2 at that.
Roll it, Jake. Roll it. Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
Well, he might have spun it, and it gets that little spin at the end.
Shot.
Yeah, that's a great outcome there. Nice throw by Mike. And Brock has to navigate this. It's already in the hack. He's been down there already since Mike threw.
Whoa! Yep!
Yes, yes.
Yep!
Whoa!
Oh, yes!
Yep.
Yes!
Yep.
Harden, you got it.
Yep.
Harden, you got it.
Leave.
Brock Virtue with his final stone makes the hit, puts it by the stone at the back, holds his shooter, does pick up the 2, and he'll take a 3-point lead into the 10th. Mike Armstrong will have last rock.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Well, just 1 game left to be decided. We've got 3 finals already here in Draw 2 at the Tankard. Susan and Kim have the updates on, or the recap, I guess you could say, on the scores in the other 3 games of this draw.
So we saw the Kirk Myers team convincingly defeat Jeff Hartung's team 9-2 tonight. In what was our initial feature game this evening, we saw the same thing too, a very strong Dustin Kalthoff team defeating Brady Kendel 10-3.
And over here, Cody Hartung 4-2 over Howard.
So you're right, this is going to be fun to watch. 3 up without hammer and very little time to work with. So if it gets sticky, they're going to have to make some very rushed decisions.
I actually thought they would throw the first one through.
Would make their decisions easier. For
well,
sure,
you know,
because of the time clock too.
And you give the other team the opportunity to, slide that first one into the rings, and now the game gets real easy.
Seen a lot of teams though, 3 up, they'll throw that first one in and then throw their second one through, just to keep that pressure on them, sort of nullify corner guards if they still come into play. But so Jesse put in a really nice shot.
And it looks like they're coming in again.
I got to hear more too.
And then we see some teams draw to the forefoot on both shots.
You certainly don't want to leave a pocket back there. You'd like to leave them lined up, and this is going to have some curling to do.
This is where I say the team should have been staying with it.
Well,
and maybe
yeah,
at that
sweep
point
it through.
sweep it through and make sure you don't give Mike any backing and any hope.
Everybody approaches this situation a little bit different, and it's the Armstrong team going for the more traditional, I guess, where you put the corner guards on opposite sides.
But the hard part now with rocks on the center line then is now you're peeling inside out, trying to avoid the rocks that you put there.
I don't know how much harder that is anymore. I think a lot of the seconds, a couple of the guys that I have played with in past years, they've gotten to the point where they prefer to hit from the inside out because you throw that shot so much more now. For some of the, let's say, more veteran players, we're used to hitting everything from the outside in. That's just the way we
it's the way the game
always
was.
did it.
Yeah.
But so many more of them now are playing inside out because of these types of situations here.
Well, that too, the rocks are lively, the ice is a little keener. We did all that outside in just because he didn't have as far to roll or shooter. But now the rocks are, people are throwing big weight and the rocks are lively, and inside out peels are still difficult, but much more manageable.
Wow, we're getting a mess here, but again,
now, is this from the time clock? Is this a case of
that's exactly
we're
where I
tight
was
for
going.
time
We
and
were
rushing
just
a little
talking
bit?
about this.
But the
again,
clock's
I
not
think
running there, like that's just...
No, but I think
it was running when he was driving out of the hacks,
right,
and he's deep again.
Yeah, but it's still not staying with that rock and taking it out is what I'm saying. The
and
rock,
I agree with that,
the
too.
clock was not running for that
Right
decision.
now. Let it work if you can. Garrett. Garrett, if anything. Garrett, it's not curling. Yeah, Garrett, go. Yep. Go, Garrett. Go.
Mike Armstrong's got to be pretty happy with the situation he's got here so far. He needs 3 points here, and he's got 2 corner guards and only 1 rock in front of the tee line. There's a good look at the clock. It'll be 2 minutes as Mitch crosses the tee line. That's where the clock stops. So they've got 2 minutes to throw the last 4.
You get this one or no? Shot. Good boy.
Back here. You can go back 8, it's fine. Back 8 is okay. Yeah, back 8, yeah. It should hold its line for a bit here.
The Armstrong team not exactly gifted with time themselves, but they do still have a timeout left as well.
Okay. Back 4. Back 8.
Sweeper's not wanting to touch this one either.
Yeah, they're saying back 4, back 8, but I think that might be
think they're
wishful
hoping,
thinking.
yeah.
Get lucky and get the split, but no such luck.
Yeah, that's definitely not where you want to be.
Boy, you had a chance actually, and
Sure did.
it's almost gone away right there. In fact,
Yeah.
there's a chance you could get both reds on this.
Yep.
That's really all we need.
Okay, what turn? Perfect. Yeah.
Well, it's always an adjustment playing under the time clock. I know Drew's team, when they were coming through that Northern Channel, or Northern Challenge shot, they had 2 games that were 3 hours plus for their 10 ends. So they've played very quickly tonight compared to the norm, and there's a great shot by Drew.
Well, that's the thing. You get into this event, and it's the 5 rock rule is new this year, and for most of these teams, this is the first time they've played with a time clock all year, and they're playing with it with the 5 rock for the first time. The double there made by
Airtight.
Drew Height means there's not a whole lot to think about for either team now.
Yeah, certainly took the pressure off.
Okay. Yep, keep going. Okay. Pull then.
Mine's good for that
freeze
too.
that one then.
Yeah, it's just amazing what adrenaline does when it's the Tankard, draws that you normally make on your Thursday night club game for your $20 pay per win. All of a sudden get a lot trickier when you're under the lights like this, and it's your provincial playdown.
Well, and now a chance with that. They were trying to freeze the back one, and actually Comes up short and over curls a little bit. Drew might be able to kill 3 stones here, I think, if he hits this just right. And then Mike Armstrong won't have anything really to hide behind or draw down to. Gets 2 of them. It will go by the stone at the back.
Well, I got to make them all count now.
Pretty hard to score 3 in front of a situation like that, though.
Well, maybe the power will go out.
Well, Barry Whitehouse is the chief official.
I just really wanted to look. It looked like it was a big shot. It's set up like that.
Line's good for it.
But again, just those rocks are
Line's
there
good.
from a little bit of lackadaisical decision making
You can bump an inch, but
earlier on in this end.
Yeah, a few sweeps, and those wouldn't even be there. It'd be open hits.
of course it grabs. Okay.
Yeah.
Really, to have any chance at that point in the end, they needed to be right down to the face of that, and they left some separation. So Brock Virtue, if he can make this stone go away, will have run them out of stones. He'll pick up the win here in their opening game. Draw 2 from this 2019 Tankard. They called a sweep on right away.
Well, no, just...
But now they're just cleaning.
Just Drew called the sweep on. Brock said clean.
A little excited
Yeah.
from the call in the house, but it does make that stone go away, and we have day 1 in the books here from the 2019 Tankard. Brock Virtue picks up the win. They will move on in the A event. For those of you watching on CurlSask.ca, we will be back for draw 3 at 9 a.m. For our viewers on SaskTel Max, we will be back on the air for you with draw 5 tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We want to thank everyone for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good night.